YouTube likes to process the first couple seconds of video into whatever thumbnail it wants to use. I don't know how much post-processing I need to do on these VODs to get them to be compliant with copyright, just in case I happen to get viewers. I got one video that has 22 views inexplicably. I think it's because I show a chip on the thumbnail. It's a Pico Pi. I guess people are still pretty jazzed up about those. So we'll have to see what the heck happens there. Let's see. Everybody's moving here. I can pop out the YouTube chat and illegally use it in my stream. Play them backwards. What? Huh? Play what backwards? How's it going, Flatulent? I put all the dust covers on my 3D printer. Look at it. You can't see it from here. The dust covers are that emerald translucent PETG, and I guess I could reverse the whole intro. I can mute it too. I could just mute the audio. I hate to do that because you lose the moments like this where I'm talking to chat, but I don't know. You lose some moments. I guess I have the originals. I could also see now that I've got a little bit of traction on the YouTube channel, I might have more priority for the internal editing that YouTube is capable of doing. So maybe if things get popular enough, maybe I can have YouTube scrub all of those copyright claims. I don't know how YouTube works. It's scary because I use audio frequencies in my stream. Yeah. Wait a minute. How can I still understand all of my music? Why? But it's playing backwards, but it's telling me to do stuff? Oh no. Let's get the computer over here. The computer's been not acting up. It's actually over the past, what is it, 24 hours? Since I had it on the healing bench, it has not formed a bubble. Ah, okay. Whew. How are we doing? I took Willow to a play date today. She went to my friend's house and got to run in their backyard, which was pretty nice. I'm gonna put on OTT. I know OTT is cool. I don't know if his record company is cool. We're gonna play Mir, and it'll hopefully be enough in the background. Maybe if I turn it way down. No, but this music's already quiet. I have the fan on full, by the way. It's gonna be like 70 degrees Fahrenheit around here. What is 70 Fahrenheit? 70 F in C. 21.111 degrees Celsius. I need to put big charts behind my stream setup, like behind these monitors. I need to put like big charts of like unit conversions and stuff. By the way, I have a third monitor. I spent the money and I bought the third monitor. So what I need to do is, I guess, move this stand out here. These are screwed into the bench too. This bench is just gonna be full of holes and I'm done with it. But I need to move this stand out and then have the monitor right here. That'll be on its own stand. And then these two I'll have separate and out in the wings. And then I can have one monitor that's just dedicated to all the chats and the stuff that I need to have running. And I can have, you know, my social stream chat, this thing over here, so that I can monitor what people are saying. Although I need this to show Nightbot outputs. I need it to not suppress Nightbot. That's important. I don't get mod view from YouTube on that because that's using my normal account. But yeah, I need like unit conversions up here so I can sound like I actually know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about like Celsius and stuff. That'd be neat. Geez, of all the things to give a camera cage, I should probably do this one. We were looking at camera cages yesterday as a means by which for me to move around and point the stream camera, but I think most of the stuff that I could come up with is a little bit too clunky. I think I need like something special. I think I need to come up with something on my own because I need it to go in between these two and hold the back of this camera so it doesn't twist back and forth and it protects the USB socket. And then I need like a tiny handle that I can use to maneuver it. But in the end, it'll still rest on this ball mount, which doesn't really help me out. I need like a ball mount fluid mount, and it just doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist. Yeah, I don't know what else I could do, like an XY. But then, see, I get into posing this thing, and I get to like moving it around and getting it into stuff. So a lot of change in the camera setup is tough. I think I just have to suffer through. One thing is going to the Kurokesu enclosures. This is the old one. Going to these, I can lock it down. I can lock down the USB. This one needs a revamp on the USB. We should do that mod for the microscope, so I can just move the electronics over to this one. Yeah, this one needs a USB-C mount. If I can put a USB-C mount on that, I'll be happy. And then a screwed one. They have screwed USB-C mounts, so you can have it lock in. So when I bump this cable, when I'm moving this thing around, I won't totally ruin it. And then eventually, that 1 to 100 stepper motor that I bought, I want attached to this and have it able to do focus, so there's not a big earthquake every time I try to focus in and out. And I can put that to a Stream Deck key. I can put it to a tile where it'll move it in a tiny increment every time I press the button. I like this mix. I don't know how much you guys can hear it. I don't really want it to be that loud. That's pretty loud. I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. It's gonna be very quiet so that I don't get arrested for using audio frequencies in my stream and duly promoting them. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? This monitor on the left, I need to move over a little bit so that I'm looking at the camera in the corner of the monitor. Yeah, I think another monitor is really gonna suit me well on this. I just need to spend some time moving that mount. We're not gonna do a Saturday stream, because maybe I'll figure that stuff out on Saturday. I'll put everything on the desk here into a bin and then move the monitors around and then move everything back up. That's what Willow did to me earlier, the meow cat with the fart coming out of the back. Yeah, that was, seats smell funny in here. Did that even get over to, I think I need to reload. There we go. I've never had her do that to me before. I think she must have gotten a little piece of onion off of the floor or something. Something that like kind of upset her digestive system, because she was snoring. I was listening to little under the little snurfs that she does under the table, and then she gets up and repositions, and I just get the most nuclear dog fart I've ever. And the fan was on. I've got it on full blast now, so it might be there might be some noise under my voice. But the fan was on and it didn't do anything. God damn it. She's learning from her old man. I have the fan on full because it's going to be extremely hot. 73 in here. 73 FNC. 22.7 in the shop right now. It's going to get toasty, so I need to leave this fan on. I'm going to move it away a little bit. I'll move it away just so that it doesn't get into my entire audio stream. The Floor King can certainly, the Air King can certainly move currents if it needs to. This thing is all jacked up. My pedal setup. We need to, look, before, the next upgrade to the steering wheel is going to be to integrate it into the desk that I build. Because I have a butcher block in the other part of the basement, and I'm going to build a desk out of it. There we go. Oh god, I just released all this willow hair all over the place that the fan caught. Oh my god, it's everywhere. Alright. That'll be a little bit more comfortable. We've got a nice swirl of air. How many more? Something is flying around. Yeah, it's little tufts of hair. Oop. Hair from the fan. The fan picks up the willow hair, and it distributes it onto my beard when I wipe the fan off. You definitely should be hearing the microphone. Please don't use that unless I am muted. Let's see. How many videos, how many several gigabyte files, up to 15 gigabytes a stream, do I still need to upload? 334. I am making a dent in them, but my job is not done. I'm going to be doing this for the next couple months, is just upload, peruse. I have to, by the way, peruse used to mean to read carefully. It actually, now we use it like you're going through stuff and missing things. It's dog hair. So I upload the file, I peruse it, and I find where the stream starts. Then I figure out what I was doing, what I worked on, if it was one thing or several things. That lets me write the title and lets me put it into playlists. Then I look through to find events, and I find a couple. I can't find them all, so if there's other stuff, like, please let me know if you're watching the VODs and you see stuff that, like, something interesting happens here. You missed a raid from a popular YouTuber that would give you extra views. I'm trying to get it. I needed the channel to get a little bit of traction, and then I could use the @ command in the description to identify things. So I think I need to go through the old videos. I need to upgrade my YouTube links and stuff to the @ links, because they're like embedded special things. But I've been trying to find where people have raided. I found the Dodger raid. That was 777 people. That was awesome. I didn't even know. It's like your channel name and what people call you is different. So I didn't put 2 and 2 together. And I was like, you know, Dex bonus. Thanks for the raid. It's Dodger. Oh well. You know, everyone has lore. But that was a huge deal. That was awesome. I think the original Rabaz raid is still on a hard drive somewhere. That's not going to go up. I need to find any of the other raids that have happened. I think there was a Djibouti show raid recently. There's been Lunatic Live raids. I've had plenty of Cosmo Quest raids that I'm gonna miss a couple, just because I'm clicking through. Why would you ask whether it's up and running? Why don't you think it would be in the title or something? RYG, you know better than that. You're just trying to get a rise out of me. But yeah, I got a lot of uploading to do. Put the best ones up. They're all going up. I can't make a determination of what's what. It's just going to be daily videos. It's going to be daily greatest videos. Then when I have everything sorted into categories, then I'll be able to make edited videos about each project, theoretically. Theoretically. The board has been up for months, years even. This isn't new. You're just trying to get a rise out of me, and you're moving the goalposts now. Sorry, I'm onto your stupid games because you've done this to me before, and I fell for it every single time because I'm a nice guy. I know you know better. I know you know better. All right, let's get this thing up here. These are, whoop, what happened? Oh God, I clicked and dragged. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. Nobody panic, nobody panic. Is that flipped? No, that's the normal orientation. All right. Nobody panic, everything's fine. Just relegated everybody to the void for a second there. The LED strips I'm not gonna need. I would love to put some of this LED strip into my 3D printer. I think that's something that I need to do. So I can have like a status bar on the printer that'll do different colors, and I'll have to print some clear channel guards. I'll do like a status bar up the side of the printer, I think. That's easy enough to add to Clipper. That's very easy. We'll put this over here. I'm done with LEDs for now. Yeah, I would assume being able to just glance at your printer and be like, okay, it's this far, is a pretty useful thing to have. Oh yeah, start soon. Shade up. I have no indicator of whether or not the stream has started unless that's on the screen when I'm going through the VODs and cutting them up. These, of course, will stay in the live section for a while. These will stay in the live section for a little while, and then I'll have to treat them the same way that I did the other videos to give them descriptions and categories and all that stuff. All the tube out of the way. All the wire strippers that I've collected. Oh, really? That's pretty good. I don't know. Sometimes I leave it on, but the screen is very illuminated. Oh, speaking of which, we have to log into it. Hold on. Let me log in. Let me log into my 3D printer. Where's a good browser window I can use? Do I have one open that I'm currently using? Somewhere around... let's do Octopi, local. Ugh, damn it. Actually, this is my Twitch window. That needs to come over here. Why do you have that powerful of a fan? Mine are all Noctuas, so I don't know whether or not it's actually functioning. I have no perception of whether or not the printer is powered on. And that's the way it should be. I'm gonna put a CPAP fan on the printer, and then it'll be completely silent. I just have to get the printer, the motor driver to work out. When does this keep happening? Why do you do this to me? That thing's gonna break really hard. I gotta be careful of these things. It's not like I can't replace it. I'm capable of replacing a RPSMA connector, but... yeah, they spool up to full RPM before they get the command to shut the hell up. I don't know, is my audio okay? Do I sound reasonably isolated? Because that fan is pretty loud behind me. Sounds okay, okay. So long as I sound okay. We haven't been able to work on BTS in a long time, and it's just been burnout. And I get questions about it from the same 2 or 3 accounts. Usually they're just trying to get a rise out of me. So, if I got you wrong, then I got you wrong, but we will get back to working on Burn the Sub. All right, let's do a little leveling. That's a cute kitty right there. Let's do a level. Which one was that? That was Z tilt. Did that hesitate for a second there? I'm gonna do another Z tilt. Do it again. All right, that should be reasonably level. Home it again. Then I'm going to change the filament out for clear to black filament. That's going to make the brackets that we're going to use today. So I'll go to temperature tab. You guys can't really... This window is... let's turn that off. And let's do tool to 230 C. We'll let that build up some heat. Yeah, I don't like filament change buttons. It's with the direct drive, at least, it's so easy to just take it up to temp and then just yank the filament out. I don't need to have it automatically purge the nozzle because some filaments require more purging than others. So I just play it by ear and then purge it manually and check out what the filament looks like. Oh, that would be kind of cool. You could walk over to the printer and bring chat along with you. As in the viewers, not just chat. I mean, can it pull external stuff? Can it send an HTML request from the printer? Oh, looks like we're up to temp. We are up to temp. Time to load in the black filament. The small one of black filament, the one I'm running out of. These take a little bit to purge. Otherwise you get translucent filament. All right, there we go. That should be ready. We are ready to print brackets. And we need to characterize our VKB tape that's going to hold these things down. Oh, I see. So it'll make the Pi do it. Yeah, that's totally doable. All right, let's see. Turn off the hot end. Because we still need to design the stuff. That's what the whole stream is about. Not much doing since last night. I don't have a lot to mention here. Hopefully we can get to working on Burn the Subs next. Did I have anything else in the docket? I mean, yeah, the synthesizer stuff with the Skull speaker. I need to get that Skull speaker working. I've got an Adafruit driver for it that I can try that's 5 volts. Then what else? Like, I mean, the performance of the speaker was lacking. We need to finish building that circuit that I was building, which is not a tough thing to do. That'll be kind of a fun little soldering stream at some point. But I am kind of sidelining the synthesizer stuff until I can get back to Burn the Subs. I need to do a lot with the synthesizer. I need more VCOs. I need those effects. The effects will actually make the cool wibbling stuff, the filters. I need LFOs. A lot of the stuff that I want to kind of hear from this thing should require an LFO, and it's possible that I can modify Brain Custard to do it, to do kind of LFO work. And then Speedy Cat wants to send it a bunch of stuff. So if Speedy Cat sends me a bunch of stuff, I guess I can get MIDI to control voltage working. I need something that's going to make just generic like background rhythm, because then I can throw the synthesizer on top of that and it'll have a little context. Kind of like what we're listening to right now. That would be nice to be able to do. But again, I don't know how minimal I can get the thing to function appropriately with. Right, you know, as of right now, what we got working was essentially a synthesizer, but it was a little unsatisfying what it was capable of doing. Marbles can take you a long way. It just wasn't quite getting there for what I want to hear out of it. And then again, like, I need something that can allow me to hear. So there's a lot of really cool, like, small circuits that we can do too. I want plenty of voices on this thing. So no, you're talking about all those breakcore videos on Twitter. I'm gonna call it Twitter. All those breakcore, people reacting to breakcore videos where the person like slips on ice and it's like those are fun. But yeah, I gotta figure something out with the synth, so it's gotta pay for its keep. But there's so much to do. There's so much to do with it. All the stuff in all the places. I need to, oh God. So this sat overnight and did not form any bubbles. Yeah, Ood Owo, that electronics streamer, would have me turn a bunch of hot dogs into a keyboard, which is totally doable with touch sensors. It's very easy to do, actually. That's a quick project, but I don't want to deal with meat. I don't know about you guys. I know you guys love to see me do stuff that's absolutely horrible, but I feel like that would be miserable. No, we're talking raw and wriggling. I guess I can get the Teflon tape away too. I don't need it. This thing has been working extremely well. I have a feeling that there's still like a bubble that'll make itself known in the near future. There always is something stuck in the radiator, you know? Something lurking, waiting, biding its time. All right, I'm gonna turn the fan down and maybe we'll get started. No, I'm gonna continue to dawdle. I'm gonna dawdle endlessly. How's my latest doing? My latest upload. Oh, it's not even visible on this page anymore. Wow. Oh wait, no. Yeah. 11 views. Why do people have so much time? It seems like when I have a circuit board in the thumbnail, people watch. The CD boards are supposed to be here today. Well, yeah, let me know. Let me know. I'm willing to accept. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to make all that work. There's just so much work to do on the synthesizer. Why is that not seeing my popped out YouTube chat? Oh, maybe it's in the wrong window. Oh yeah, it is. It's in the wrong window. Okay, I can fix this. I can fix my YouTube. Hold on. I'm choosing to ignore Twitch rules about popping out chat until I get in trouble for it. I'm not big enough for these rules to apply to me. All right, there we go. Now we should have. Can I get rid of this window, please? All right. Apparently, it's against TOS to have YouTube chat up on screen along with Twitch chat. I don't know about that, though. I think they mean that kind of stuff for the, like, big streamers. Now, in the past, when we have had Burn the Subs running, I have had Twitch staff show their face in chat, but they're not the like moderation team. They're just some dude. It was just like some guy that worked somewhere in the building. They were like, "Yeah, I was looking to get a lathe," and I'm like, "Be gone, evil lathe being." Twitch chat is better. I don't know why they're not confident about that. And just they're like, you can't stream at a higher bitrate on another platform. I'm like, well then make your platform better than theirs. Do it. Why are we limited to our bitrate on Twitch? It's abysmal. It's bad. Every time there's grass in a game, the screen fucking explodes into pixels. 20 minutes into the video, I can curse, right? Yeah. Yeah, they put this stuff in the rules. It's like a jealous lover, an overly jealous, controlling lover. No. Now you get less lathe somehow. I won't even do the what is it? The drill lathe. That was RYG subscribing. I need to get my system messages on the other 18 months, RYG. Thank you so much. For those of you that... I need to get this a little closer to my hand. For those of you that don't know, I don't have room for a lathe. I just don't have space. I'm just not doing it. I'll do a desktop CNC before I do a lathe because I have the XY gantry set up from our Burn the Subs testing. Turn that into a CNC. I'm not getting a lathe anytime soon. They're dangerous. The small ones are shaky. They don't do great work. They can be good, but that's a whole nother set of tooling that I have to get. I can't afford it. So I'm not doing it. Yeah, desktop CNC would be 10,000 times better, and I think I have all the parts for one, I think. Except for maybe the lifter or whatever. Yeah, the times that I've needed a lathe are very few. I've never really strictly needed a lathe. Maybe every now and then, but yeah. And people say the lathe is the only tool in the shop that can build itself, and all the other tools in the shop. But it's like, We have done lathing duty on the desktop mill. I've put a vice grip on a one of those blades, one of the hobby or whatever, the safety razors. Put vice grips on a safety razor, put that in the clamp, and then we put a laser diode in the shuck, and I used the X and a Y to maneuver the safety razor and pop the can off of the laser diode. That was the laser diode that lights up in the Burn the Subs video. I wish I had gotten rid of that hair, though. There's like a hair on it. There's no right lathe when I don't have room for one at all. Yeah, this is the thing. It's like you mention something and everybody dogs you about it until you give up and never talk about it again or get really mad. Well, the 3D printer's not going to make anything metal. It'll do a lot of the structural stuff, and you could make most of a 3D printer, but there are some strict limitations there. That's why the lathe can make gears. It can make, you know, all the stuff that it needs. You'd have to do a little wire wrapping to make a motor, but it can make itself from scratch. So that's another. It's actually a 6th axis, and I have links to that on one of the Google accounts that I have. And I was gonna get, it's like $600, at least when I last looked at it. $600, and it needs a stepper motor and a controller. That's maybe an eventual thing. I was looking at that before I started streaming YouTube. I was like, I could make dice for D&D. Those shapes are very difficult to make. But if you get a solid rod and you get all the angles correct, you could poop out CNC machine dice. The only problem is everybody's already done it before by now. I didn't have the capability of getting into that. So there should not be an echo. I don't see any reason why there would be an echo. Unless you have two... Is my YouTube playing? Yeah, there it is. There it is. One of the YouTubes is playing audio. You're correct, sir. What is this one doing? No audio here? Yeah, no audio here. That should defeat any echo that you were hearing. I can't click links from this stupid chat app. Yeah, you're good now. There shouldn't be. 170 is a little bit more reasonable. Just add that to my list. Can I do that from here? Where did it open? Oh no, it opened in a different thing. Need to open in a different window. There's another, I have like the separated account for doing the streaming and stuff. There you go. Add the list. I'll keep it in mind, but I'm not getting it anytime soon. Okay. There's that, there's the other thing. Yeah, before I get a lathe, I have to get, like, a different shop. I need a slightly larger work area. I guess I could put one with where my desk is and move my desk out to the other part of the basement, but I really don't want to do that. It's all these things. All these things. Looking around. I know. I know this. I wasn't talking about that specifically. I meant just in general. I have so many windows open right now. This is a nightmare. This dual streaming nonsense needs like a manager. And I guess OBS can open chats in itself, but I don't want that. I don't want that because it's not going to display it properly. But Social Stream seems to do a pretty good job. What camera am I on? Where's OBS? There's OBS. Okay. YouTube is still showing me gesticulating at the computer. It seems like YouTube is like super far behind. Oh, and did I not pop that out? No, that's my moderator view. Nice that that's so far behind. It's like 5 or 6 seconds behind. That's crazy. Yeah, just let me know. I mean, I guess I think those will be good additions to what I'm doing with the synthesizer, but who knows? I'm so, like, I've been spending so much time. We've had so many streams building the modular synthesizer stuff, and it's taken me in all these different directions. And when it gets down to tuning it, everything falls apart. It's not free content. It's not free content because it takes my time. It takes my time, and it takes my parts that I may or may not have. Yeah. Need a link to your Twitch in the description over here so people can join the rest of the chat. I guess I could do that. Can I get into the description? Yeah. Twitch. Oh. There's like a different oh bother, isn't there? How do you do Twitch? I guess I just do the Twitch TV oh bother, but I think there's a way that I can get it to actually link to like use an @ I wonder if I can hold on, edit that @ no, it doesn't work that way. Huh, I don't know how that works. Yeah, the whatever it is, 12-bit to CD, that MCP part, I don't think I have any of those, and I'm needing 4 of them. It's crazy. It's crazy to go nuts. But I need to do better with the live stream descriptions. I've been doing the regular video descriptions, and then I need to be able to easily parse out the timestamps. I don't have anything that tracks this stuff. Nightbot, or no, Streamlabs has tracked this stuff for a long time. I need to switch off Streamlabs. Don't get on me about that, please. I have people pressuring me in all these different directions, and when that happens, I put my foot down and I don't do anything. So, but Streamlabs has all of those raid notifications. I wonder if I can pare down the notifications and get the timestamps. Let me see about this. Hold on a minute. Where is my? I need a regular account window. That would be this one. And there's Streamlabs dashboard. I don't know if Twitch itself tracks that. It might do that better. I don't know. I have a lot of quad op amps. I have a lot of resistors and caps. Send what you want. I might have to bin some stuff. Let's only view raids. And no resubs. How far back does this go? That's still viewing gift subs. Why is it still viewing gift subs? I have it set to only view raids, and it's still showing gifted subs. Streamlabs, what the hell? It doesn't have a thing where I can mute gift subs, huh? Follows, donations, hosts, bits, raids, Twitch charity donations, merch, resubs, subs. Huh. All right, well, let's see how far back it goes. It only goes 2 months. It only goes 2 months. True, I do burn through optocouplers. Back to normal view on Streamlabs. I wonder how far back Twitch... I mean, Twitch probably has this data going back in perpetuity, but they won't let me have it. I'm looking on the streaming back pages stuff, so I can't show it. You guys just gotta look at my face while I do this. Sort of buying only metal film 1% these days. Yeah, 1 cent is like breaking the bank apparently for regular design, but for prototyping, why bother with anything else, right? Let's just do raids. How far back do we go on that? It only goes 8 days. Damn it! Why can't I have a sensible... I guess we'll do followers on this one. Goals, hype chat, polls, predictions, raids, rewards, shoutouts, subs. Sure. Everything. Show me everything. Twitch. That's too bad. This would have to go back 2 years, and so I don't think any of the tools that I use go back that far. Nightbot? I don't think Nightbot marks that stuff. I don't have Commander Root. That's the problem. The only way that I can find it is by looking for this in the video feed. All my notification stuff. I don't know, maybe I could scan... Can you scan the video for text and look for the word raid? Because that would be the way to do it. Let's check if there's a tool. Look for a color on a pixel address with auto hotkey. That's too specific because I move those around every now and then. They are generally in the same areas, but I move them around. I don't think I'm going to upload a 13 gigabyte file to your non-downloadable... Optical character recognition utility for Windows 10 or 11. No, I wanted to scan a video. OCR. I need something that would be able to go through 5 hours of footage at a time. That's the thing. Scanner. There's got to be something that lets me do this. I just don't know what to search for. Text extraction from video frames. Optical and OCR algorithm built using OpenCV and Tensor from 4 years ago. Play video and select text and video using a mouse. Nope. Nope. I'm not running 10,000 hours of footage to find all the... I don't know. I don't know what I can use. If anybody knows anything that would work. I don't think Adobe has anything that'll help bring that out. Get nimble. Get awake. Get moving. Look at yourself. Look at your feet. Where are you standing? Who's next to you? What is this? Where is this place? What are we doing? Get a can of soda. Oh, that's gonna be bubbly now. I should have done that. I should not have done that. Well, it's okay. So I'm not looking, Sony Vegas. I'm not looking for start soon specifically. I'm looking for the raid indicator. And the raid indicator comes up with slightly different text. And that's all controlled through Streamlabs, who then, for some reason, doesn't log that going back 2 years. Frame by frame for a 5-hour video? I mean, I guess if I can find a program that does that, I have the images that I can use, or I can find a raid from another channel and just get the word raid and have it look in each frame for that text. But I need a tool that'll do that. It'd be nice if it was just something that ran on the computer. Oops, that's the wrong computer. Something that, oh Jesus Christ. Something that just ran on the computer that I could drag a file into and get a bunch of identifications of timestamps. Where's my working? So it would be scan video for image. Frame alive. That's not even close to what I'm looking for. Advertising ruined the internet. It ruined the search. Gmod, Idiot Box, and the idiots of Gmod. Oh man, Gmod, so many good things. I've heard some Vegas. Yeah, I've heard some Vegas horror stories. I'm allergic to video editing tools. You and me. Yeah, Control S is just like a reflex. I've lost hours and hours of video editing just on the 2 or 3 that I've made for the main channel, but I need to get back to it. None of this stuff is anywhere close to what I'm looking for. Get the fuck out of here. Best tool method to automatically find a position from a video file where the frame approximately matches a given image. Preferably with FFmpeg. If something like this exists, then it's really cool. All right, 2013. I love all these non-answers. Notice the 90 in there. So it's an FFmpeg command. Image.png. Blend difference short test 1. Frame 9032. F null. What the hell? 2023 way to do this. So I could do this in a command line on Linus if I had FFmpeg installed. What machine do I have that I could do this on? Maybe the file server? That seems like a little bit much. Did they specify Linux up here? Is that why? Well, they specify FFmpeg. Fuzziness in the search with the threshold variable in frame position sh is a bash script to search movies in a video file using FFmpeg and find image dupes. We use the script with success to remove intros and outros from TV show episodes. For audio detect, we use Deja Vu. I don't need that. Oh my god, this is going to take a little bit of understanding on my part, doesn't it? You can use MD5 and frame MD5 muxers. If the image and frame are exactly the... Yeah, no. See, the problem is I am looking for text in a frame of the video. I want to look for the text, the word RAID. That's what I want. Windows subsystem with Linux. This is going to destroy my computer if I try to let you guys tell me what to do here. You guys will have me installing all of this like experimental bullshit. No, not looking for this. No. Well, okay, I mean, if you're looking for... But all of my alerts have this frame. All of my alerts have this frame. So I would be getting... I mean, that might be functional too. Actually, that would probably be functional, because if I get all the alerts, those are all of the times I need to note something is happening in the... what do you call it? In the description. And then I would also be able to... I would have to pick out moments, additional moments. It's still a big workload for me to do. I would rather... my workload, the workload right now when I upload something up to YouTube is to miss a bunch of stuff and go, oopsie poopsie, I'm not going through all of that video. Thanks for watching, right? That's my strategy right now. But if I do employ AI into the actual process, then I have to be accurate with it, or if I miss somebody, it's a slight against them. How could you not point out where I subscribe? So, but I would like more accuracy in that. I wish I'd saved logs of all that stuff happening, because the logs have it all. It's just Nightbot and Streamlabs and everything else. They're not a permanent record of everything going on. I don't like that's a now forward solution. I'm looking for things that I've already. I've got. Listen, for context, I have. For context. For context. For context, I have 3.8 terabytes, 334 files to upload to YouTube and to mark out where everything is happening on. And I'm doing them in batches of 3 or 4 a day, and they're scheduled for daily releases. So everything will eventually catch up. It's just right now I'm kind of scatterbrained. Yeah, exactly. I'm only doing the 6 terabyte hard drive. I'm not going further back. You guys don't get further back than the 6 terabyte hard drive, and that's June of 2021. That's just as the pandemic is like going on. I look like hell. I look like absolute fucking shit. My eyes are like sunken into the back of my head, and I look desiccated and also bloated at the same time. Like, getting a dog has been a good thing because it's actually having me touch Grassington, but at the same time, I need to start like ramping up getting sleep so I'm a normal human being. I'm fed up with looking at myself from 2021. It's the effect of doing production, right? If I was hot, people would subscribe to me. Linux or Windows is now a native feature. It used to be enabled. Okay. So that's a thought. I would rather download an EXE that would absolutely blow up my processor going frame by frame in those files. I'd rather do it privately without a command line. I'm not good with command lines. I could maybe have a Raspberry Pi scan it, but like, I want it to be a natural process as I'm uploading these videos. I swear like I found something, that I heard of something that can do that. Scan video file for on-screen text. Text. I want to select the text, you jerk off. Scan video for text string. Yes. Sausage Party. Goal is to find the title screen from a movie trailer. I need a service where I can search a video 0 up. Return the frame with that string. Pretty obscure. Does anything like this? I found the CloudSight API, which could actually work, except it costs a prohibitive 4 cents per call. Oh, God. And there's the FFmpeg string. Why do you have My Summer Car sausage emotes? Let me turn this fan down. I think it's cooled off a little bit in here. I had to do a full air exchange in the shop just to keep myself from overheating, but it's definitely provided a noise floor by which I'm going off of. It's why I'm so shouty right now. There we go. Now we got indoor voices, huh? Indoor voices. My audio quality probably went up. You probably find cheaper, easier to use something like Amazon Mechanical Turk, especially since OCR is going to have a hard time doing this automatically. Mechanical Turk. A little bit. Global on-demand 24/7 workforce. A crowdsourcing marketplace. No thanks. Implementing the service by yourself using the scene text detection and recognition module in OpenCV. Yes, yes. That's exactly what I need. Accuracy would depend on the font used. Well, in this case, it's Avener, and it's pretty clear. I mean, it looks like that. And also, I need to go into my production tools, because there's better... You know, I need to move off of Streamlabs. Streamlabs might enable it now. They might have more features in the past 6 years that I've been using them. They might actually have a system by which would allow me to properly animate the text, like sort of flashing in. All right, so we're gonna pause there. That's the entire album that we've now listened to, and now Google is going to absolutely destroy me. They're gonna blow up my house because I've used an album from YouTube. You try to get me to go over to Sammy board time and time again. I don't know about that. Still can't use OBS plugins with Streamlabs? That's weird. I see, what I want is better animation. See, this is a pre-canned animation, so this one doesn't do the thing live. That flash in on the background of the text that's going to come up right there, it flashes out, it flashes in. I want that on the subs and the raids and stuff like that. And I was able to do it in another tool, and I never pursued that tool. I didn't fully integrate it into my stream, and I should have, because Streamlabs is horrible. They stole source code from OBS, and I should not be supporting them. I currently am. When you guys donate, a little bit of it goes to Streamlabs. I'm a small-time streamer, though. It's not a big contribution, but it is a thing. So I maybe need to find another service that will allow me those layers, or I can go into Streamlabs and see if I can make it work. But that's something that I need to spool up. It's a lot of these production things are coming up because I'm looking at my old streams, and it's sort of throwing it all up in my face. We're starting now. This is when the stream starts. I can mark down this time, take notes on everything, and be totally bored. I could be like those people who save stats for baseball. You don't want to talk to the people with the notebook marking down every error and ball and strike. Yeah, scene text detection in OpenCV. System would operate as pointed out. I've used OpenCV before, but I don't think any of my programming tools on this computer are spooled up. It would be nice to have just like an exe that would look for all of my stuff in the videos and give me with relatively good accuracy. Because, I mean, we're good at scanning stuff for text these days. Although, then again, would it get all this stuff? When I pull up a web page, it would be scanning all this stuff. So that actually could be pretty bad. It would have to look for big text that says blah, 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 raid. Streamlabs setups into OBS. OBS does its own alerts. Do they? Do they do layers? Can I do layers of transparency and stuff? Because, yeah, I would absolutely love to do that. I would love to do that in a plugin. I'll have to search that up, because if I can put a plugin into OBS, then that's one less thing that I need to worry about. Although Streamlabs gives me a nice indicator of what's happening, and it also does the donations.
So donations don't work through Twitch. They work through Streamlabs. And actually, nobody's really donated lately. There was a $50 donation recently, but it's not that regular. So getting rid of that, gift a bunch of subs, then you end up putting names on the board in the future. All right, anyway, what are we doing today other than bitching about how to ease my process of clicking through my videos in order to find stuff? Well, first of all, I'm going to burp. This is what I get for having caffeinated and carbonated stuff ahead of stream. Hi. Ooh, hi. Hello. You guys are here. Why would you be here? It's Friday. It's like 70 degrees out. That's just rude. Working on my computer. My weird ass. What have I told you about that? You guys are like my dog. She farted under the desk earlier today, and I haven't forgiven her yet. It was like a nuclear dog fart. Anyway, we are working on we're working on my computer because I have a LAN party this weekend, and I'm super vain, and it has to work perfectly and be nice. So what we've done is we've torn apart the computer, we put it back together with bigger tubes and a little bypass thing that I cooked up in my brain, and we got it all together. Things are a little awkward and need LEDs. So we fixed my LED system, and now we need to design a couple little bracketry things that will hold up my little bypass thing. Now, those of you that don't know, this computer has evolved over a little bit of time and has taken on quite a few little things. The original concept for it was to have a flat VCR-sized computer with a specialized high wattage power supply that would fit right here and also be water-cooled. And then I would have big radiators, these 3 80mm fan radiators sitting above it with the reservoir up top. But because of the way projects work around here and because I need to have variety in the streaming that I'm doing, I didn't want to do computer year. Instead, we did computer month. And so I was able to actually utilize all of my water cooling supplies and a lot of bit of 3D printing in order to put, thing is heavy as hell, in order to put everything on a 750 watt power supply, which is what that power supply would have been. It's a 750 watt Corsair that sits under here. I have the reservoir in front and I have the radiators slung underneath the main body. I used 3D printer legs that are designed to quiet down a 3D printer as the base, because it's funny, because it goes and it makes it look like an animal. Up top, we have my typical computer design, which is carbon fiber base, carbon fiber button panel, certain height of the thing, rectangular shape. Graphics card is upside down with a very nice graphics card extension, PCIe 4 extension cable going back to the motherboard, mini ITX, 2 sticks of RAM, and then what would typically be a 12 volt to motherboard voltage power supply. I replaced it with a weird looking barrel thing because I was just having fun. That's just a weird thing. We built a MOSFET cooler, and what I did is I took a little chunkus of another heatsink like this, a little chunkus of a copper heatsink with very thin vanes, and I actually soldered that onto a copper base plate, and there's a little surround. It's an AlphaCool plastic piece that goes around that, and so we pump water through this little heatsink, and that'll hopefully dissipate lots of MOSFET heat into the water. From there, it goes over to the graphics card, and for the graphics card, it goes into a flow meter and then a distribution manifold, because chat said, hey, you can copper plate, or you can nickel plate stuff. And I'm like, can I? And so I looked it up, and all you really need is that nickel acetate, and of course a heater and a stirrer and a sacrificial nickel bar and a power supply. And those things I happen to have. I have all that stuff. It's in my anodization kit. Can it play Crysis? It can absolutely, unequivocally play Crysis. This is a Radeon 6900 XT, a 5950X, and a Strix gaming thingy-majig, and a bunch of fast RAM. So it's a very capable computer. Everybody seems to think that I can answer their computer questions. They come in here and they ask me about whether or not why is my graphics card heating up? And I'm like, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know anything about, listen, I went and I bought all the meme components of the time. and it was difficult to source them at the time, and so I didn't do it for several years. I am not sitting here watching every single video that Leonard Twerps is putting out, and I don't listen to Gamers Narcissist or whatever. I don't listen to these fucking people. I don't care. I don't care about how computers work. I know how they work. They do magic. There's gnomes inside of them. Listen, I'm out here to make something that is just absolutely weird and to piss off as many people as I can simultaneously. That's my purpose. So what I've done is I've created RAM coolers out of copper RAM blocks. I run tubes through those. I've nickel plated all that stuff. I have a chipset cooler down there. I have an SSD cooler down there. So that's 4 things that need sort of a side flow of water. And I achieve that with these Raspberry Pi. Well, AlphaCool made these meant for Raspberry Pis, but they're 5-way distribution blocks, and I've blocked off one of the outputs. So those take through these tubes all the water to all their destinations, and then it comes back into another distribution manifold. Well, the problem is the diameter of 4 of these does not equal the diameter of the new hose. And so in order to run the new hose, I have to have some kind of a bypass that will allow for maximum flow rate. So I put a valve in between the 2 manifolds. So now those are all locked in, and now I have this additional flow meter so that I can adjust this in order to maintain flow while also encouraging water to take the side route. All of this gets completely filled with water. And the problem with that is that when your computer heats and cools, the water expands and contracts. And water does not like to be stopped from expanding and contracting. In fact, you need some pretty blisteringly heavy-duty stuff to compress water. It really doesn't compress. You can consider it as not compressing in most normal circumstances. And in order to keep it from not compressing its way onto my electronics, I mean, the tubes can expand a little bit. Sometimes you can get away with that. In the past, I've cracked acrylic by having water expand inside my systems. So I put a syringe on it. And the syringe is this wonderful little waterproof plunger that moves back and forth. And so when the computer cools down, theoretically, this thing should move in. And when the computer heats up, this thing should move out. I'm a little afraid that it's not doing that because these tubes are very balloon friendly. I think they're very balloon friendly, so they might not actually be doing it. But it has the option to. It has the option to. I need to do this or else I'm going to be in trouble. My previous water cooling setup used to bulge out and that was in the early 2000s, but it would nearly explode. And it did explode on occasion. I'd turn on the computer and it would look like, like a booting Nintendo. And so I'd have to get the graphics card out, take it to the dorm sink and actually wash it off and then bring it back into my room and clean it and spray it with stuff like alcohol in order to help all the moisture evaporate. It was a mess. It was funny because it totally traumatized my other computer friends at the time. So yeah, there's a little bit of that going around. We got all the LEDs working, and then we started to design something that would carry light into this little whirligig. This little whirligig is one of the coolest parts of the whole build, and I don't care what people say about it. I don't care what you think or say about the whirligig. The whirligig is an important facet of the rest of this design. I don't care if it slows down flow rates. We're not min-maxing this computer. What I've done for this is I've designed this little surround that it'll clip into and a clear plastic ring that is surrounded by LEDs. And I'm actually keeping it like it is because right now the LEDs are so close to that diffuser that they do make point sources of light. If I put the full solid puck in, it's basically, you could just see illuminated areas on this thing. What it really needs is a little bit of separation. If I made a big base for this that was just kind of like large, and then the LEDs would get a little bit of a chance to bleed into their neighbors. For right now, I'm going to keep it the way it is though, because the point sources of light make it look kind of cool. With this thing moving slowly, it kind of has a reactor look to it, and it's pretty neat. I can actually power up partially. I can power these up at a low brightness for you guys to see, using my little thing that we built yesterday. So yeah, you can see it. It's like, well, the camera isn't really, LEDs blow out in brightness when you put them on camera. So, but one of the things about this little setup is that you can actually see the carbon fiber at the bottom of it. which is an advantage. And so when I came down this morning and the computer was completely idling, this is just sort of casually spinning, which is perfect. But we need to actually make this like fit in with the rest of the computer, right? So what I'm going to need to do, and what we'll start doing in just a minute here, is to design a couple brackets that'll hold everything in. The problem with this is that it's not really, I don't know if this is really viable in this build, this syringe thing. I like push some of this down there. Will it be out of the way? Yeah, maybe that'll be the way to do it. So we need to mount these brackets in these two locations so that I can handle these tubes. Now, how are we going to do that? How should I accomplish this? I mean, I can make something that goes under the valve. You can either clamp onto these blocks and have something 3D printed that goes all the way up to the top, or I can just grab this and hold this in place, and then this remains floating, held up by, you know, the tubes and the bracket. But if I grab the valve, I need to make sure that I'm not blocking the valve. Of course, the valve spins. I can move the valve without leaking. That's closed. This is fully open. So if I have that sitting like that, this is kind of, it's a little sloppy. Everything's kind of in its own way. I think I'd be happier clamping the two ends of this, because if I clamp it and I leave enough space at the top, I can literally just make something that holds it like that, and then everybody stays in place. And we can put a little double-sided tape under this to hold it in place. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So first things first, I need to see if I can find this AlphaCool valve on GrabCAD. GrabCAD. Here, let's turn on the, just for fun, I'll turn on the pipe. The pump. I'll pump the bubbles around. There are no returning bubbles, by the way. This thing ran overnight. I've got like some micro bubbles in there, but nothing like what I was seeing before. So pretty happy with that. If I really wanted to go above and beyond the Call of Duty, I could actually have all of the LED wires go straight down. I can drill more holes in the carbon fiber and move them to the underside, which might be a good thing to do. Maybe for now we keep it the way it is. When we pack everything up, I'll hide these down here, and I guess I'll keep this sloppy wire going across like that. That'll be a project for another day. I think we've done enough here. The upgrades to the diameter of the tubing has had no clear effect on the rest of the computer. I don't really think it's going to have a very large effect on everything. I don't really think my cooling is going to be that much improved. I'm sure flow rates are a little better. No boobles. Usually there would be a couple boobles coming in here. So either we haven't knocked everything free, or maybe I've actually filled the system properly. So we're going to let this thing continue to do its little rainbow dance just for display purposes. And let's see if we can find that AlphaCool fitting and then design something that'll hold it up so we can just get a test going. Push comes to shove, rather. I may use VKB tape on both sides of the thing to hold the valve, and that way the VKB tape will hold it here pretty damn well. VHB, sorry, not V. VKB is a gaming accessory company. VHB is a double-sided foam tape that will hold your britches on forever. All right, so let's see about GrabCAD. I'll have to remember my credentials to log into GrabCAD. Oops, why are we here? Oh, wait, you know what? Hold on. AlphaCool has everything on their website. They have all the 3D models that I could ever want on the website. Look at that, 3D Views Center. No results found. Let me see it. Let me go to the Amazon order. That's the only way I'm going to find what this thing is called. Amazon. Oh, this is on a, oops. No, actually, this is on the right one. So what am I looking up? Why is this open? Oh, yeah, that's my stream. Let me see. I need to go to my orders and look up Valve. valve, alpha cool. Okay, there's a number. They call it two-way ball valve, 17354. That in there. What do you mean no results found? This used to be a list instead of a search thing. Can I search their whole website? What about enterprise and business? Man, you guys used to be cool. You used to just give us all the stuff instead of making me search it. What is it? 1735. All right, I'm gonna search for ball fan, 2-ball bearing. What else do you call it? Black nickel water cool fittings. Yeah. G14. That's everything. Listen, they used to have a big like you find it kind of page on this instead of having to search it. But none of this stuff says valve, so why? Where's American? Where's American? Where's American? American isn't on here. That is bias. The letter E. Brought to you by the letter E. Pop. To Joyman. Can we find Ventil anywhere? Ruckschoventil. Oh, it's a compound word. How do you Germans get through this? How do you guys get this? Where that's not what we're looking for. That's a vent. I'm starting to think that valve isn't. If you have compound words, how awful is searching for stuff? That's going to be the same project. Product. Actually, that looks kind of close, doesn't it? Check valve. Yeah. I guess what they decided to do was keep you. Well, you can still download the step from here. So I wish there was a list of what was in there. Ball valve. Cool. What? It's totally different. Damn it. Okay. All right. Well, Google Translate did not help me with that. So we can go back to GrabCAD, and I can do alpha cool, search that. And we add ball to it, I guess. Alpha cool ball. G1/4 ball valve. None of these are the right thing. Okay, so we're gonna go from a tube. We're gonna make a tube, and then we designed it around a tube. So I'm gonna have to use the calipers again because these things are a little bit more rare. I'm sure somebody else searching would be able to find this stuff, but let's start a new one. So new file. We're gonna sketch from the base over here. And then I need to determine what the width and height of this thing is gonna be. So in my mind's eye, I'm just looking at something that is a big square that will have a rounded top, right? Big square, rounded top. So the way that I can accomplish that is by making a big square and then slicing a cylinder through it. And that'll make my rounded top. And then I'm gonna use tape. I'm gonna use foam tape in order to hold everything together. So it'll just stick there semi-permanently. So I need to characterize my VHB tape, which I got right here. Let's go to, look at one of my feed windows. Over here, let's get the calipers. And I need the height off of the base where we start. So to the top of the cylinder. Oh, Well, the calipers were off, but that doesn't mean the calipers were off. That just means the screen was off. 23.8 millimeters to the top. And then the diameter, 16.5. So 23.8, 16.5. We just open up Google window. Where's my Google window? Where's the window that I'm working from? 16.5 over 2. 23.5 minus, I can do this within the calculator app. 23.5 minus this number. I guess I'll just type it in, 8.25. So we are 15. No, we're not. Wait a minute. What am I doing? That's half. No. I don't need to take the diameter. It's 23.5 minus 16.25. 23 point minus 16.25. That's 7.25 millimeters for the base. And then my width and height of that is going to be, I want it to go all the way to the ends because I might make it use clips actually. 16.5. 16.5, and oh yeah, that's the same as before. The width needs to be 40. It's 39.62. I'm going to take 40. So we'll do 40 by 16.25. From the center, yeah, let's do a center rectangle. So one is 16.25. That's to the edge of the tube. And then the other one is 40. So that is going to be our block. And we'll add stuff to that in just a minute. I think I want to add clippies to it. Finish that sketch, and let's extrude this 7.25. That's the beginning of it. Harder for me to operate with the windows, with my start menu and the other window. I need to like leave a little corner of window that I can click on. I'm very bad at operating computers. 7.25. Okay, we got that right. 7.25. This is where the circle starts. So what do we need from that? Well, I can do a cylinder that intersects this whole thing. I can just basically make a sketch on the side. Or I can take this up to the half height. Then I can take extra pieces and have them come up and clamp. I think I want to do that. The height is 16.25, so it would be 8.125. So if I extrude this 8.125, then I create a sketch here. And I take a circle on the center, and I take it to the outside, which is 16.25. So that's what we're going to cut out of here. I need to make wings on the side that will get cut out with everything else. So extrude that while we're at it. Take the whole cylinder and just cut it out of the whole thing. So like that I could 3D print, and that would create kind of a thing. Actually, I kind of want that to be lower just for aesthetic reasons. Although we can cut it out from this side if we need to, or we can chop it from the... that doesn't really work. Hold on, I'm just thinking about this. I guess I can take... So we'll undo this, undo the extrusion. And then I'm going to create a sketch. And I'll do a construction line that'll go 8.125, and then a circle that goes 16, not that, 16.25. That'll be our extruder for later. And then, well, why is 8.125 is not sitting off of that, is it? Did it create multiple lines when sometimes Fusion will create multiple lines when you click? It did indeed. it made a 7.5 or whatever the hell that thing is because I was clicking quickly. Fusion sometimes punishes you that way. It thinks that you're click and drag or like click and then click again. It sometimes misses that and double puts a line down. You gotta be careful about that. It's something that they really need to work out in the software, but they don't think is a problem, which is toxicity in and of itself. Okay, so I need something that's going to clamp down on this. So I'm going to finish that sketch and we're going to go back to the original sketch. And on the original sketch, I'm going to put little pincers on it. How far does the valve go over to the edge? It goes all the way to the edge. So we have to totally avoid the complete top of this valve because the valve control gets in the way. But that just means I'm free to do whatever I want with the rest of it. So I will make 2 cuts here, and I guess I want to make some center squares from here, and then I can mirror it on this line here. So I will make a center rectangle. On the center here. And not a construction. What's a good thickness for this thing? It should be kind of thick, though. Maybe we'll make it like 6 millimeter, just for fun. And then make the other dimension 24. Just get it close to what I already have. So that makes a 6 by 24 rectangle, and then I'm just going to mirror the rectangle on the center. So now we got 2. If this were anything other than a valve, it would be prudent for me to actually illuminate it with LEDs. So how big of an area do I want to avoid at the top here? It's hard to measure. It looks like if I'm even with I go a little bit below the curve. So if I go like up to here, I should be okay. This is all just guesstimation here, you know? So we'll take these, go up to here, and let's look at the isometric view of this side. There we go. To where they just kind of start to curve in. So we get a little bit of a grip on it, but not too much. Nice even number, 19 millimeter. Okay, so let's do that. Oh, I didn't want to cut. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, bring me back into the step. There we go. Join. I don't know if I even want to have this much of a block sitting below it. I could actually lower that a little bit, but then I would have to raise this one. If I lower that, then it would hold the thing up, and that would be an area that I'd be able to tape. Because this is going to get VKB tape, VHB tape under it. Although actually at this height, I could. Now we'll take it up, and then it'll print okay, I think. So I extrude this one through, everybody. I've got 2 little pincers here that'll probably break when I go to clip this thing in. It might work though. It might actually work out. So I guess we could just dress it up and hope it looks good. I'm gonna make some rounded edges on this. I would like to do also hard edges, you know, the fillets, chamfers versus fillets. But let's first deal is let's chamfer these. We'll just have to see how this prints. I mean, this thing will get plenty iterative in the near future. And I'm going to take the sharp edge off of these too. The 3D printer is not going to enjoy doing those, so just take it like that. And then we've got this sort of like blunt clip that will have a couple layers of 3D print that'll kind of get around that circumference and just hold on to it. And let's see, I am going to, for funsies, take these. Nope, not you. This one, we'll just give them a little roundness. I don't know. I don't know how that'll look. I don't know if that'll look right. Please unselect that. Thank you. I may just leave the hard edges. What does everything else in here look like? I'll have to look at the computer in a second here. I mean, that might be pretty good. Everything else is kind of hard edges on this build, though. Everything else is very geometrical, you know? I don't know. Let's take it. Let's not add any more complexity that we don't need on this thing at this point. Now I basically need to put a VHB tape tray in the bottom here. Now, when my printer prints over nothing, it creates like about a 1 millimeter sag. This is not very thick tape. If I print over support material, it's going to be extremely hard to remove. That's just how my printer works. I could do a trough down the, actually, if I do a trough down the entire center, it's kind of difficult. Well, let's see. So my VHB tape is 13, a nice lucky number, 13 by 1.25. And if I do a 13 by 1.25 trough, I should be able to get the tape to stick on both surfaces, just because of that, the sag that's going to occur. Cleaning it out of the trough is going to be very difficult to do, though. The rest of it should print pretty fine. All right, let's give it a shot here. So another box from the center, and this would be 13, and then whatever length I want to give it. If I want to do a big piece or just one little piece in the middle, probably out pretty far. Why does that seem uneven? I guess it's just what it's. Probably should give that a length, actually. Center from there, and then we go 13 by 32. There we go. Finish that. We're back. And then we open up our first sketch, and I extrude all of these facets 1.25. Okay, so there is our valve holder. Looking pretty good. And I've got my tape at the bottom there that's going to hold this thing together. I could put actually like a screw in the middle if I really wanted to do that, but that's extra work, and it's another hole that I have to drill in the case. So we're going to try just taping it down for now and seeing if that reins it in a little bit. I think it will. I think that'll just hold this thing up in position, and then we can deal with the rest of it. The tubes are going to be pressed downwards, so I might need to make like a little stand that goes under the distribution manifolds. But I don't know. Let's see what this ends up like. So in the bodies, this would be valve clamp. Really original, interesting naming going on there. Save as mesh. Well, that's good. Hit shave. Why did it bring me into this window? Okay. Super Slicer is no longer running. Okay, hold on. I need to open up. This computer is such a mess that I need to actually navigate to the desktop, go to Super Slicer, open the exe, then I need to go to my temp prints folder. I need to drag valve clamp over, drop it in. There it is in all of its glory. Beautiful. Is this going to try to build supports for it? It is not. Perfect. So do we have a lot of layers here that are going to support our... Yeah, we've got a little bit of an overhang. Now that might be doomed to fail, although I think the 3D printer can handle it. So we'll try it. So the printer, I tested, it's ready to go. So all I need to do is hit send to printer. On a bing. It's a little bit much on the material for the base there. Probably could move that down a little bit and reduce it. It's only a 20-minute print time, though. Now, I need to fix my buddy's keys. I haven't done that. That was something that I meant to be doing. So maybe we can change gears for a minute here while the print's going on, and I can actually fix his stuff. But we got to let the print start up and go for a little bit. I've got to see what's going on. Oh, we're going to have support material in there. It's not just going to try to print. Yeah, I'm going to have to. Well, that should be okay. That should be all right. Where is my OBS window? There. Yeah, we're going to have. Is that support? Wait, that's not support material. No, that's support material. Hey, Carvos Bane. Oh, it's just really awkward support material. There's going to be a gap in it that I don't know if that'll actually do anything. Right there's a 2-layer gap. I don't know how that's going to turn out. We'll see. We'll see how that does. Oops. Oop. There we go. Gotta wait for it to heat up. I got the black filament in there, so that should print a nice little stand for us, a nice bracket. And let me get the key that I need to fix. And we need to do like a little spot welding on it. We already fixed the other key, and I just haven't gotten around to this one. So let's see. What view do I have, including this? Do I have the 3D printer in here? I do. For Willow viewing. She got to have a play date with her buddy, but she's super tired and she's sleeping right now, so. This one I'll hold down with double-sided tape because the height is super important. The height is super duper important on it. What's up, Commander Big M? Printer's heating up right now. The printer is thinking. All right, so my friend gave me his car keys. And it wasn't like in a cool way. He needs to replace the battery with a new one. Apparently the battery goes bad in these keys or something. Battery wanted to put a fixed battery on it, but I think I ordered these from Alibaba, and I think these are actually good batteries. These are rechargeables. The BMW key has both a code communication and a charging setup built into it. There is this is I think a timer. That's a big resonator on it. But there is this big coil right here that is designed to allow the key. Well, it's also the antenna, but it charges. Well, no, there's the antenna. Sorry. So when you put your E46 series BMW key into the ignition, there is actually an inductive charger. Is this frozen? No. Okay, good. I don't think I'm going to be able to get light all the way over here. So this right here is the receiving end of an inductive charger, which is pretty cool. I would love to have this system in my current car. My current car, you have a battery door on the key, but it's got this little inductive charger and then an antenna, what allows it to communicate the startup codes so that you can get through all the lockout stuff. But it has this 3-volt lithium that my friend put in order to power the key, and I think it's run out of charge. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these brackets and I'm going to replace that battery. Hey, how busted is this one? Wait a minute. Oh, is that just like a date stamp? This is a rechargeable battery, I think. But that's supposed to go in here. But if I put it in here, it doesn't fit. It doesn't quite fit. Lemony what? Lemony discontent? I think what I need to do is pop off the welded parts and then pop new ones on to get it to fit properly. There's a specific one that you do in order to get this to work. I don't know which terminal is positive and negative too. That's Let's do. Maybe we should do a little Googling before I do this, because both of them hit a big plane. One of them goes to the crystals plane though, to the crystal realm. That probably means that is ground. you wouldn't be hooking up your crystal to positive power. And this one avoids the plane over here, which would be, I believe this is the positive terminal. Sorry, I don't have a lot of maneuvering room here or a lot of light. We just get an N that says +3 volts. So let's look something up. We can always look stuff up on the internet, right? So where am I? Where is my window? E46 key battery replacement. It's always videos. It's always videos. Yes, I've seen it all. Minus terminal is on the right. Positive terminal is on the left. Okay, I would have gotten that wrong. You can see it's got the same type of battery. It's just the bracket is different. So what we need to do is weld it onto the right bracket. And I have the tools to do that. So let's get to work here. We've also got a rubber band residue that needs to come off. The friend that gave this to me, it was rubber banded to all the parts, and they welded themselves onto the body of the key. And so this crusty stuff needs to somehow get removed without scratching up the plastic. I don't know if this is a third-party shell. There's some remnants of markings on there, but yeah, that rubber band should not have been stored with this at all, because it's just that bad. I don't know how you'd get this stuff off. Well, it looks like scraping it with a guitar pick is going to be the way that I do it. Yeah, scrape with a guitar pick, huh? All right, so spot welding is actually fairly easy to do these days. You don't need to buy an industrial spot welder for battery tabs. All you need is one of these Chinese lithium-ion battery setups, and that's what I bought, and that's why it's covered in dust. I don't know how charged up this thing is, but this is just a big, chunky lithium-ion battery. And so this thing does a little current control. If it sees stuff going way out of hand, it'll stop conducting. But what you do is you put both of your probes down, and you end up getting a micro spot weld in that spot. So what we need to do is get both of the brackets of this battery off, and then spot weld our new tabs to it. And we need to cleanly remove the old ones. So let's well remember the positions that we have here. I don't think there's any differentiation. Well, no, one of them is, I think these are the same shape. They're just on different layers. Yeah, one is very shallow and the other one is tall. So let's get these off of here. Yeah, he's like, bring my key with you when you come over. I'm like, oh, whoops. How's our print doing? Our first layer is going on very quickly. See if you can pop out the BMW logo. His BMW is blue, so that wouldn't really do anything. Yes, it's all going according to cake. I need a light on that printer. I really do. One day I'll figure that one out. Okay, so let's get the metal brackets off of here, and then I can treat the surfaces and everything. Oh, give me this wire. Damn it. Problem with doing this is you got a hot soldering iron that you got to hold while untangling the soldering iron cable. There. Okay. Oh, I almost burnt something. Okay, there. Good. I did it, and without too many injuries. All right, so let's take this one off first. This would be the negative term, or the positive terminal, actually. And then it just breaks out of the vise because it's such a weird shape. Damn it. I need to somehow clamp the ends of this stupid key so it doesn't move. There we go. I don't think it'll lose its code or its place in the code. Not totally sure about that, but I'm pretty sure it saves to an EEPROM or some other type of permanent storage. semi-permanent storage, semi-gloss storage. So that's the lower one, or sorry, the upper one. This one's the lower one. Okay, easy peasy. And then we take the pads and clean them up before we move on. Before we get to the spot welding, if I wanted to render this thing completely ineffective, I could just apply the spot welder to some of these test pads. Wouldn't that be fun? Fun. All that stuff out of the way. He wanted me to just put a permanent battery in there, and it's like, dude, like, you got to do the right job. You don't want to leave somebody in the lurch when it comes to having a charged up key. Actually, let me do the solder sucker on these. It'll be cheaper. Got a pretty, hold on. I have Windows blocking Windows today. It got an update. Wasn't the anniversary of Half-Life 2 just a couple days ago? Or yesterday even? Ooh, they got an update. What did they update? Half-Life 1's 25th anniversary is today. What did they update? What did they do? All right, and I don't need these to be totally clean. I just need them to work as terminals. Now, what's going on here? Yep. Clean that up with a little solder. Bug lighting and content. Oh, neat. That's pretty cool. Guessing that's what Roboz is going to be playing today. All right, so that's ready to go. We just need to make the battery for it. So the first thing I need to do is to remove the tabs from this battery without harming it. Where did it go? Where did the battery go? Wait a minute. Oh, it's in the clamp. I want it to discharge. I don't say solder because it's awkward. You guys are awkward. Gonad remembering the day that Half-Life came out when he was a full adult. Half-Life 1, rather. It's not fair. Oh, they released a documentary about the development. That's pretty cool. So, like, as it is, this does not hold the battery in the right positions. Let me just verify what terminal's what. So the negative terminal is on the right. Which one is the negative terminal on this battery? Well, that's why we have multimeters. I wish they'd make a documentary about Half-Life 3. Maybe you could do that instead of updating Half-Life 1, making us all feel ancient. Negative terminal is the bottom of the cell. Negative terminal, bottom of the cell. Negative VE on the right. So if this is like this, negative is this way. Now, oddly enough, this looks like it should fit, but it holds the battery way too far up. But actually, you know what? We could correct that. We could easily correct that. I could make this hold the battery properly without dealing with all this stuff. An hour documentary. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like that. I can either use a file and file it away, or I can cut it with clippers. I think I'll cut it with clippers. I think my clippers are more accurate at this point. Just like little tiny snippies. Yeah, it's not really doing that great of a job, is it? I think maybe the tips of these aren't as good as I thought they were. Yeah, it looks like they're
getting misaligned, and that's what's causing it to go in weird directions, huh? And there's no sign that it even tried to snip it away. So maybe just a little filing will do it. Filing on a thin material is kind of annoying, but this stuff should go away pretty easily with the file. Because all I need to do is make these terminals thinner. I mean, one way to do it even would be to solder a wire onto it, but I'm going to try to put these in here without undoing the spot welds. Spot welding is sparky and it's fun, but I don't want to damage the cell when I get rid of the old tabs. And you know, if I mess it up bad enough, then I have them to fall back on. Hopefully do it without exposing the part of the battery that's been... What else could I use to do that? I mean, a Dremel... Do you have anything that would accurately cut this, though? I mean, the earlier part of the Knipex, but the Knipex doesn't slice. It kind of cuts it all at once. It flush cuts. It doesn't quite do what I want it to do. Saws that I have are too crazy. The sanding disc, the diamond sanding disc might do it. It's like both of these need the little chamfers to go away, and one of them is extremely thin. So I don't know if I'll get away with that, cutting that. Maybe these might be a little bit better at tip cutting. They're a little bit better aligned than the Knipex, but they do have I see a little mark on them. Try them. No, I don't think that did it. Didn't do it. Didn't rip it. Huh. Ow. Scratch myself on my own computer. Microfiles it is. Put a little piece of tape down just to make sure that I don't mar things up. AA tiny metal file. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my only option. Oh, my mic fell. Hold on. My button mic. I put the mic in the button slot because Julian likes to use the clamp, and so I've gotten used to using the other microphone setup, and it tends to slip out of the button. Probably 3D print something in order to hold that up. I need to be like a shirt button, like an actual shirt button. Okay, one piece of tape, that's my buffer layer. Also, my electrical isolation layer keeps me from destroying this thing. I don't really know if this is doing much. You know, I could take a Dremel with a disc and just tap it up to this thing. What's up, Chimera? Because, like, filing this is very awkward. Basically, I need to remove the chamfers on these pins, and it seems like this is kind of a tricky thing. I mean, maybe I just undo the spot welds and then redo the spot welds, because that worked out totally fine for us last time. Yeah, this is too fiddly. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it this way then. It worked the other times I did it, so might as well just do it. I mean, it's so frustrating because this is like it's a matching battery and it's got the tabs in the right positions, but they don't sit flat enough on the board. So I need to undo the spot weld. So I guess I'm going to do knife blade underneath and see if I can just pop it up. Let's not cut towards my hand. Let's not do that. All right, buckaroo, let's cut through that spot weld. Come on. Can't quite get through the tab. I'll probably have to peel it up then. But I don't want to distort the body of the battery too much. Or I can damage it. As we're getting one that fits, pays off. This is not going well. There it is. That's one, but I have a feeling I've totally screwed up the plate beneath it. No, it's looking okay. I just have to be really careful about what I'm doing here. There's not a lot of room in this battery. It's a, it's a pretty compact cell, and so any little distortion that I do on it will send pins deep into my thumb. Will distort the lithium beneath it. So you can rock this. Yeah, I can rock it back and forth to get it to pop. Metal fatigue, metal fatigue, metal fatigue, metal fatigue, metal fatigue. Yeah, doing a little drilling would be okay, but I think we got that. We got that pretty well. Make sure I get all the little pieces of spot weld off, nice and flat. Yeah, this is going to be kind of a little bit of a hack job. So in order to locate this thing, I'm going to use the other pin. So I got one pin there, and then as long as I can get the other pin to the right spot here. And then I guess I can spot weld this one directly down, just where it sits. Just like so. This thing is always frightening to use because it causes huge sparks. Let me flatten this a little bit. Yeah, well, you would just barely, you'd be using the drill in your hand in order to just barely drill down. Hold on. We can clamp this in the vise so that the raised section that's supposed to get spot welded in is positioned right over the gap. Give it a little vise action, hopefully flattens it out a little bit. Let's take the other end of that. I think what my friend did is he got rid of all of the he got rid of the 2 tabs, and then he just put a lithium-ion battery in there, a little 3-volt lithium-ion battery, and that got him, to the next stage. It got him a little bit further with the key, but I repaired his other one, and now I'm repairing this one. This is the one that was sort of helping him get through not having a key. But now I need to undo all of the little fixings that he's done to it. That's looking pretty good. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. That's looking flat. How's our 3D print doing? Looking a little bit 3D. All right, well, we'll get back to that when we get a chance. So that there, hopefully the powering it up as I position this key isn't going to affect it too badly. Maybe hopefully the tabs don't make any contact, right? So that goes right there. Should probably put a piece of tape down, but I think what I can do is just spot weld it in place, and then it'll be good. And then we'll do the other tab. So, spot welder, this thing is frightening. It's just a giant lithium-ion battery. Lithium-ion batteries will put a lot of current into stuff. I mean, drones should be an example of this. I just need to be careful to use this thing properly. We had a spot welder for batteries at work, one of my old jobs, and it was actually just like a piece of equipment instead of a little accessory like this thing. Okay, we got 3 bars of battery. I probably need to charge this thing soon. So I don't know what that means, but I'm going to try this out. I guess I'll use the one tab to get it into position. This one doesn't matter entirely as much as the next one, so when it detects continuity, it will then apply current. There we go. So now that should be welded on. Is it in good position? It looks like it is. Yep, that is on there. That's not going anywhere. Now, how do I get that one on? How do I do that one? Yeah, there are little sparks. It's not that dramatic, but there are little sparks. Maybe you should have done the lower one first. Probably did this in the wrong order. I'll figure it out. One of the better ways to do this is just to open up the metal around the spot weld, and then I can rock it back and forth and sort of metal fatigue the spot weld away. Yeah, see, I can kind of, oh, you guys didn't see that at all. I can kind of like get the knife in and around and then peel it up, and then that gives me enough space to rock it back and forth. It just kind of moves up the ends, and then the spot welds are the only thing at the bottom, so I can just go back and forth until it metal fatigues off. That leaves behind two little puck marks. Now I can take the other end, make that nice and round. Well, flat. Technically flat. Should be like hitting it with a hammer. Okay, and then how am I going to align this one? I have given up some space on this screen specifically to address this. Battery. And then I didn't do this in the right order. I don't think I really did this in the right order. Our positive terminal and negative terminals on the right. Positive is on the left. Top one goes on the left. So this one goes there. Well, this one goes to the other side, and all the text is facing up. So this. Wait a minute. That one is the thick tab, and that one says plus VE. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. This one goes here, and then this one goes over here. The alignment is all weird, too. So if that's there, then this is like right on top of it like that. Wait a minute. Is that bent over to the side? Hold on a second. Now it's poking up right there. I'm going to do like a mark. I'm going to make a mark on this. Because, yeah, it needs to be just like that. So let's do a little marker mark. A little marky mark in the Funky Bunch. It's just right there. Double check it. Yeah, if I get that right, that should be good. Why everybody betray me? Okay, let's get this spot welded on in the right spot. welded on. It's right there. Hopefully it's not going to be off by too much. Of course, that just upset the whole thing. All right, I need to use Mark I eyeballs because we don't have total access to the microscope right now. I'm going to use Mark I eyeballs. Stare at this thing closely. It looks like our print's done. It just needs to cool off. Why is there so much heat? Oh, because it's reflecting, yeah. When stuff reflects heat, then it looks like it's hot, but it's actually... What? Oh, it's turning itself off. Okay. And then... line that up with my mark. On my mark. This is not going to go well. I think last time we taped it down. Ah! I made a little spark in between the terminals. That's stinky. Stinky, stinky. Okay, so there's our battery in the right clips. Oops, ready to go. No, don't. I wouldn't make it yourself. No, you can buy them cheap. They're not expensive. Ah, my mic. All right, don't make one yourself. I don't think that's very safe. These have circuitry in them to kind of protect things. Although, man, is that stinky. That was a very stinky battery weld, that second one. And they've got circuitry in them to keep you safe. No, but you're still talking about shorting out a lithium-ion battery. And part of what this circuit does is it detects continuity and then applies the full current. And you can buy kits. You can buy kits that'll let you build these kinds of things. It's just, I don't trust something like this to a kit because it'll apply that full current for just a short amount of time. It keeps you from not blowing stuff up. Okay, small tab to the small one, big tab to the big one. Big tab doesn't quite reach the big one. God damn it. I knew this would happen. Oh, no, there we go. Oop, okay. We were off by a little bit, but it turns out we can just distort this thing around. Or is this not quite held on? Oh, that's not quite held on. Okay, I'm going to have to... the return of the battery crimper. Oh, yeah, I'm off by a lot, actually. Okay, well, that came off really easily, so there's our first issue. So now I need to grab this and start over. I'm not talking about blowing up the coin cell. I'm talking about the main lithium-ion battery that would be in use. Look, man, you do you, but I don't want you getting hurt on my dime. Hello? Oh, it's not on. Well, I need to flatten the end of this anyway. Flatten the terminal out so that'll make good That'll be pretty good. Yeah, okay. There's that. Then take the battery, go to my mark there. Wish I could hold that while I tab weld it. Maybe I can. This is getting dangerous. Nah, maybe I can't. maybe I need to just position it very carefully from here again and do this again. You guys can barely see what's going on. I wish I could show you on the microscope. Really? It's like, I can't figure out the focal point. Okay, so this thing loves to twist and turn while I'm trying to weld it. And I need to get it in position and have it stay there. So I'm going to position one of the... You guys need like a totally different... There we go. That's a much better perspective, even though one of my lights is in the way. And my hands are in the way. God, I can't win. I cannot win today. I also can't see the mark, and also everything moved away, and also I hate everything. Let's see. The light is so far in my way that I just can't... we should have done this one first, and then done the top one second. And I probably said that much during the stream when I did this last. I probably said exactly that. Okay, is that gonna hold? Ugh. Yep, that looks like it's gonna hold. Turn this off before it blows something up. And then see if it fits. I welded it to the wrong side. Oh. Barely, but it fits. And it's almost too twisted. I think the top will close over that, though. Uh-oh, one of them... Oh, god damn it. Well, the top one moved, but I guess that just means we can reposition it. It's not... I don't think this is a very good battery welder. There. I heat up the battery too much? It does look a little warm. I think it's okay. All right, so now the battery is mostly in the right position. Could be moved a little bit, but I'm not going to stress it. I'm going to glue this, or solder it rather, back down, and then put this thing back together. Now, we still need to clean off all the battery stuff on it, but... Sorry, the rubber band stuff on it. Soldering iron. Yeah, that's exactly what I don't want them to do. There's a lot of safety stuff on this little tab welder that is not to be ignored. Okay. I hate soldering live batteries to stuff. You can mess up and blow stuff up, and you know you can ruin your electronics by means of solder bridge. What happened? Oh, my soldering iron turned off in the middle of that. Okay. All right, assuming that things don't explode, that battery should be totally hooked up. It should fit back into this key. I wish I could make this my key. It's a shame. My BMW is just a little bit younger than my friends. Or no. Yeah, older. It's just a little bit older than my friends, and so it's not compatible with this type of key. I would have totally stolen this. How's that? I guess that fits better in the other half. Because there's like little posts here, but I guess those just push up against the circuit board. So yeah, that goes here. This thing is a mess. Yeah, that fits in there, and this goes on the other side, and hopefully the whole shebang closes. It looks like it does. Lock his car. Of course, we could probably look to see any activity on that, but he'll have to glue it back together. But now it's totally fixed. In my eyes, there shouldn't be any problems with it. His other key, I think, is still working, so we just needed time to do that job, and the time to do that job was during a 3D print that we're still waiting for cooling on. My car is blue too. We have the same color car of a similar generation, but he got the cool key and I didn't. He got the cool one and I didn't. I got the old school one. Show you my car keys, but you guys are enough of a freak that I think you'd copy it. Try to scrape off all this. Wrong type of rubber band. It was like one of those plasticky rubber bands. Don't show the internet your car keys. They're old. I have actually shown the internet my car keys before. Not to the current car, I don't think. This is nasty rubber bands. It's like a plasticky rubber. I don't know. I don't know what the hell this stuff was. I mean, my car is a darker shade of blue than the paint that's on the BMW logo, but I'm not that vain. I've had, my friends have done that before. The whole paint the logo with your car's color. I have a new front logo that I put. Did I already put that on the car? I don't think I put it on the car yet. That was going to be the victory lap for having fixed the traction control system. Yeah, my friend painted it red like his M3. And I was like, why did you do that? Like, why did you do that? It's red and blue. Red car, blue logo. It's fine. And it's also framed in black, so it's like, it's not, you're not getting that direct color contrast. There's a nice frame around it. He's not a design major. The problem is getting these inside features. I don't really want to scratch his key up too much, but getting the residue off is not easy. Then again, I don't owe him shit. He sometimes turns on my stream during work and stuff, so he might actually be seeing me talk shit about him. I don't owe him shit, though. I don't owe him a goddamn thing. Piece of crap. Friend. As he closes the window. Red BMW logo on the really old cars. All right. Why did they switch to blue? Yeah, we like blue now. We have decided we like blue. We have gone with blue. Pray we do not take green. For it is the British color. Yeah. Ah, hand cramp. The old Dodge logo is the Star of David. I didn't know that. Were they just like, we need a fucking logo, like just there we go, done. Let's put triangles together. Put some, I don't know, fucking triangles, and then we take an early lunch. The blue all along with the sports cars were red. Well, aren't we fancy, BMW? Oh no, we were using this all along. It's okay. We were already using this. You do not have to worry about it. Don't worry. We got it under control. God, disgusting. That rubber band did more damage to this key than the battery ever could. It's really annoying to clean off. It's just a bunch of crusty bullshit. I gotta use plastic against plastic, though, because I don't want to scratch this thing up. Otherwise, I would be taking metal to it. But I think it's almost the same material as the soft, rubbly thing that covers the logo in the middle. Fingernail also works to not scratch plastic. East German manufacturer uses very similar logo in red. Easy to confuse. Had a little bit of star hinted at the logo and red, and that's the only difference. EMW instead of BMW. We are not the same company. No, you silly Billy. We have E instead of B. I can see where you might confuse that, but it is very clear to us Germans that it is a completely different car company. Man, this sucks. Okay, all right. Sorry about the loudness of that. Oh, it says lock in the perimeter of the logo. I miss having my E46 key. I used to have one of these. They're nice and smooth. They fit in the pocket well. Nice and smooth. All right, well, whatever plastic welding compound he has available to him, he can use to put this... Oh, God, the back is all disgusting. More scraping, and then I get the 3D print off of the printer. I think it's probably cool enough now. We can test fit that. I don't know if I have any other small projects that we can concentrate on while waiting for another print. So this one had better be good. It won't be. I'll probably have to adjust something. My claw hand says that I should probably stop doing this. Ha! Big thumb muscle cramp. East German BMW factory that was taken over by the Soviets, and they just rebranded it a bit? Huh. So much history. It's all World War II. Nasty. I don't know what I could soak this in to get rid of this stuff, but I don't want to damage the plastic, and they're probably about the same material. I've promoted you to Lada. Oh no. There's a lot of empty space in this key. Huh. They could have done better. Wow, leaves by the door scared me. A bunch of rushing noises by the door. Get it away. All right, so that's the key repaired. And that's going to go back to my buddy. Put it in this bin. And I won't put a rubber band around it. So next time we have a play date with the golden retriever, I can get my buddy his car key back. And I bought this just for that project. I don't really need to do battery tabs that much anymore. This is like $30, $40. I wouldn't look for any particular brand. There are also kits that you can put together, but I decided that if I was going to have this big chunky lithium-ion battery and a tool, I would blame somebody else for when it explodes. I still need to get one of those chest of drawers things, the mechanics chest of drawers, because I think I need to put all of my specific testing boards into something down here, and I've got space here. I don't really use the stuff that's in this part of the shop. I can relegate that to somewhere else. So I need to look for, I don't know, like FreeCycle or something else that's going to allow me to purchase cheaply one of those rolling mechanics drawers for under my regular tools. Ooh, that was on there pretty well. All right, so the only problem that we're going to have with this one is that this support material underneath is going to be very difficult to remove because it's only a couple layers, but there should be a little space there that I can perhaps get a screwdriver into, and then I can slip and plunge the screwdriver deep into my hand where it will become a permanent feature. Look, we got this much room back. Look at all the useful stuff that was in that area of the screen. This computer takes up my whole desk. All right, so I'm using a screwdriver because I get more prying force, and I know PETG is kind of difficult with that, but, oh, you can see here. You can see here. You can see here. You can see over here. You can see here. You can see here. There we go. Black plastic is very difficult to get on camera. I don't know if we still are dealing with the sort of like the racism of cameras and not taking photos of dark things properly. I don't think that's still a thing, but boom, there we go. That's that 2-layer gap. And that means that we have a little bit less depth to this chamber. So I might need to make it deeper. Might need to make it a layer or two deeper. But we can see whether or not this feature will clip on to the valve properly, because it looks like it came out just the way that I designed it, which is pretty cool. You can rewind the VOD and see the exact shape looking just right. Ogre finger poking. No, I didn't have to wrestle this as much as I normally do support material. Usually the support material will like weld itself down onto what I was prying up. So I think the distance that I have on PETG is pretty good. This might offer us just a little bit of room for that tape to attach to both sides. AWE and later to Wartburg. A friend of mine built a Wartburg for a 2000 and I don't know, maybe 11, 10, 9, 8 Grassroots Motorsports Challenge. He put a Subaru engine in it, a flat 4. It's rare enough to find a Wartburg around the States, but ooh, that clips in nicely. So the clip works, it's just the height is a little bit off. Hold on, I gotta position you guys so you can see what's going on. So if this were flat, this would be a little bit taller than where it is right now. Can I still operate the valve? Yes, I can. Well, that really doesn't seem to make a difference for the speed of the... this thing is running full speed, right? So with the valve... Here. I just cannot seem to give you guys the same angles on this that I can, that I see normally, without like mad reflection or things being blown out. This is fully closed, and now we have all of the volume of water running through the whole thing. Fully open, it's just about the same speed. I should see a speed up when I open it like that, but I don't. Maybe my theory is totally off. But let's see, when this thing sits flat, this is still, yeah, it needs just a little bit of distance on it, and then it'll be able to hold everything up. So we got to print it again. It needs a couple millimeters. Let's give it like 3 millimeters and see what that does. And then let me see the VKB tape height on my little pad down here. I mean, the VKB tape might make up for the height. That's not the right tape. Where's my tape? Where's my tape at? What have I done with my tape? Why have I forsaken it? Oh, the tragedy of this all. Will there never be peace in this world? What did I do with it? Where did I put it? Let me put stuff away. Hold on. Rip tape. Rip and tear the tape. It might be that I could just put tape behind this and that'll prop it up and that'll be totally fine. In which case we'll have to figure out what to do for the remaining 2 hours of stream. I'll just sit here going do 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 and do a little dance for you guys. Just do boop 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 doop boop 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 do for like 2.5 hours. I'm not gonna stall. That's my promise to you as a streamer. Is I do not stall. I don't stall. If I run out of content, stream ends. It just ends up being a shorter stream. I stream with incredible regularity. I have tons of stream fiber. I'm so regular it hurts. And if I run out of material, then I just end stream. It's happened a couple times before. Things have actually like worked properly, and because I can't be asked to take enough of a victory lap, there it is. It's actually just right in front of me. I can't be asked to take enough of a victory lap. It ends up extending out stream. So my width is correct, and there is a little bit of height to this. So maybe if no, that's not enough. That's not going to be enough. That's barely any height. I need like 3 millimeters on this. And actually, it turns out the amount of tape that's sticking out of the bottom is perfect. So hopefully I can still use that. Let's add, well, let me just make sure I get the right distance. Leave it on technical difficulties for like a year. I don't want to do that. That's not nice. That's not nice. Let's use my gauge blocks to do this. I'm going to use my gauge blocks to do this. I'm going to use my gauge blocks. I really need to figure out that FFmpeg or OpenCV thing, though. I don't know what machine. Stupid mic. I don't know what machine I'm going to be able to do it on, but I really do need to go through and scan all of the events. Yeah, you guys don't need to tell me about that. You don't need to tell me. I gotcha. So this is 1 millimeter right here. This is my 1 millimeter gauge block. Should be wearing gloves when I handle these. Let's give it like 0.1 millimeter. .140 gets us to the right spot. Neglecting the width of the tape. Yeah, 0.140 is actually exactly it. So if I do my 1 millimeter, my 0.1 millimeter gauge block, which is this right here, and this one's the 1 millimeter. So I need to convert that into inch. Actually, I don't. Fusion 360 would let me do that, but I'm just going to take it to the nearest number. Which one are we doing? This one. So if I'm 0.140. Oh, so 3.5. I was actually right with my 3 millimeter guesstimate. Aha. Let's take it to 4 though. Let's do 4 mil. If it's 4 millimeter, hold on. 0.15. Let's see what that's like. Well, it's 157, and I could actually get that right with the set. 0.07. Here we go. This is 0.157. I get all the cats mixed up, the Nano Cat and the Speedy Cat. I don't get to see your screen name colors anymore, though. I guess we didn't preserve that, which I'm okay with it. The point, so 4 millimeters is too much. So 3.5. I'll take it to 3.5, and that'll be pretty much. Oh, damn it, dude, I keep standing on my mic cable. 3.5 will get us to 1.3. 3.6 will probably be the right distance, and that 0.6 will come from the VKB tape standing off at the end of the thing. So I need to take that block and I need to raise it just a little bit. You guys are so weird about units overseas. You're so weird about units overseas. You guys always hold your nose up to other units, and we just work with both. We don't really bitch about it as much as you guys. I'm sorry you guys have to waste so much of your day bitching. So we take 7 and we add 3 to it. That looks really awkward, doesn't it? You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually undo that, and let's add the 3 to the circle. No, but if we add 3 to the circle, then we have to add 3 to all the stuff, all the other stuff. What do we? I could add the 3 to the posts. Yeah, I think that'll look better if I just have a block and that's what's attached. And then I could make that block shorter, but there's too much We're going to add 3 millimeters to a bunch of stuff now. So let's get rid of that. Actually, 12, 15. What is going on here? Why can't I get to that number? Is that distance not? Ooh, I'm hearing bubbles. Where are the bubbles coming from? What is going on there? Why is that 12.5 if 8.125, 11? Oh, because that was measuring that distance, and then this one is, that's so weird. I don't know what happened to this part of the design. Something weird happened. Something weird happened there, but whatever. So now that cut's going to be wrong because we need to add 3 millimeters to the posts, and the posts are here, and so we 19, 20, 21, 22. There. So I don't know if that'll print better or worse. I think it'll be just about the same.
But now our base is preserved and everything like that. Really, what I should do, I should make it multiple materials and then put an LED under it, because that's what I've done with everything else. But this will just be a stealth bracket. This will be barely visible. But this should do the job, and we'll have the same deal with a little bit of the foam sticking out of the bottom. That way it'll crush down, and the foam will stick to both sides with a pretty decent holding power. But if I was doing this for any of the other builds, I would be putting a screw through the panel. If I can get that CNC running, I need to work on that. If I can get that CNC, like a desktop CNC right over there, something that I can pick up and move away, then lordy, I'll be happy. I'm gonna have to get something that'll power the desktop CNC though. It'll need a machine, maybe even just its own Raspberry Pi, and a motor controller. Because I don't want to use my super duper servo motors on that. I want to use the super duper servo motors, the $1,000 of your money that I spent on servo motors. I want to use that on Burn the Subs 4. We'll be making a robot arm, and so I'll need Burn the Subs 3 to do its job of making me money, so that we can build Burn the Subs 4 and make it really cool. But yeah. Oh no, we're still computer. Okay. Get your head together, bother. Temp prints, super slicer, 3D view, delete, bring our clamp back over, zoom out, keep zooming out. Oh no, we're as far as we go. About the center. That's my printer's gotten really good at center printing. Slice and dice and slap chop. There we go. The internet is lumpy. That's a decent. It's like extruding cottage cheese through a tiny hose. Oh no, I did not hit end. No. NT Explode is going to be some control software. Yeah, don't use NT Explode with your CNC. They branched that off to I don't know, break wind. It's heating up. 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 This is a 24-minute print. I don't know if we're going to stick around for 24 minutes. Maybe we should. This will allow me to hold that valve, and then we can put the whole computer back together, and I can call it a day. I am hearing bubble scraping noises, though. Where are those coming from? There shouldn't be any. It should literally just sound like a motor. But what it sounds like right now is a little whir. Let's put the gauge. We'll close the gauge blocks. I don't want anything bad happening to those. Those need to stay away from finger oils and stuff that's a dust that's going to make them inaccurate. And the thing is, when this is held up, it's going to be tough to mount the syringe. My pièce de résistance. Not really. It was a good feature though. And it was a good feature. I should move in. But yeah, this will be crammed up in the side, but it'll be good. All right, let's find that bubble though. Where's that bubble? That booble. I don't see any bubbles here. Nope. Don't see any bubbles here. Don't see any in here. Double check, because they like to hide. There is a microscopic bubble that's sort of making its way around there. Sometimes bubbles gather over here. I don't see them inside this thing. I can't believe the LEDs blow out the cameras that much. It's so crazy that they do. So it's full speed into the side things. Full speed back. Nothing. And there's no difference in the amount of turning that thing does, which is kind of crazy. Okay, searching for bubbles. I can hear it in this radiator right here. So if I tilt forwards and backwards, that should hopefully encourage these bubbles to come out. Let's go invert. Oh, I see them. There they go. You can see them go by this thing.
I'll be able to invert this better when I can clamp down that little floating section. There we go. All right, that's 2 of them. I think I still have bubbles in the radiator. That seems to be clear enough. Oh God, I hate hearing the noise. The noise sounds like failure. Oops. Oh, there go the LEDs. All right, try to get that bubble out of there. Okay. Oh, I got a couple. There we go. I still hear them though. They're in the pump. Whew, I don't think I'll ever correct that. I think that's just going to be an ongoing thing. So I need to wait 30 minutes for this print, and then... Whew, not splashy. I need like the Lawnmower Man machine. You know, that VR thing that like flips it in every axis? I need to put my computer into that. Because yeah, the sound of it chugging bubbles is very annoying. But I guess it'll be a while. It'll when you do water cooling stuff, it takes a little while for all of the bubbles to separate from the surfaces that they kind of dwell on, and they can end up adding up to quite a bit of volume of water. So you would hope that the design of your regular water cooling system would get rid of them. Mine doesn't. But that's okay. I guess I could have printed this part in translucent red to go with the red theme, but I'm kind of stealthing these mounting parts because we have one LED feature on it already. Looks pretty cool. I did an amazing job, and you guys... We had Willow at my friend's house today, and she got to play with a golden retriever named Jelly, and they tire each other out. Because Jelly is the only dog that matches Willow's energy. Willow has puppy energy. She's got, she's about 1.5 years old at this point, and she has that puppy energy, which is kind of relentless nagging of another dog. She'll jump up in the dog's face and like lick their mouth, and just generally be in their face. Jelly's the only dog I've seen that responds to that. She actually also does the same stuff to Willow that Willow does to Jelly. So we had them running around the yard today, in my friend's yard, and hopefully that leads to a lot of napping this afternoon. I haven't heard the dog barking at anything this afternoon. But unfortunately, she came down here and slept under my desk right up until I got up and went over to the streaming setup. And at that point, she just exited. So she might be asleep against the couch. She might be asleep against the front door. I don't have cameras on either of those locations for, good reason. I don't really want to capture those on camera. It's nice when she comes in here and either sleeps on the floor or under the desk. That seems to be a summertime activity for when it's too hot outside. I don't know. I don't know if I can convince her to sleep under the desk and tolerate all of my yelling at the furniture that I do down here. Yeah, she did fart under the desk. She released a nuclear dog fart underneath the desk, and I had to take my leave and point the fan towards her. I think she ate something weird. She must have gotten like a piece of an onion or something that upsets the dog digestive system. I didn't think she was that farty, but I guess she is. I need a light under that thing. I think wait, what CAN bus thing did I get? I think it's the Big Tree. It's Big Tree. Where's my searching window? My searching window. Pinout. I don't have that one. I have the 1.2. CAN bus 1.2 pinout. That's not the pinout.
There's a lot of information on here. There's even an accelerometer on this thing. It's pretty cool. There's the reserved RGB port. I don't know if I want to use the reserved RGB port. I'm looking for just like a 120R. What is that for? Oh. Oh, I see. CAN bus stuff. Superior safety. Wonderful feature. I'm looking for just like a voltage pin. We're using the probe. I2C, I don't think I'm using. I mean, I could just hook up an RGB. That would be like a 12-volt RGB setup. But I would mostly just want a white LED. I2C goes between 5 volts, I believe. So I might not have a power terminal on this. Darn. Yeah, I was hoping I'd be able to just put, I mean, there's V in and PA, that's for a fan though. Thermocouple, PT100 or 1000, that's the stepper motor. Hot end, not plugging in there. End stop, 5 volts in ground. I guess I could put a 5-volt white LED thing onto one of these. Easiest would be onto I2C, just the 2 pins on the end. I don't think any of my illuminating white LED stuff. Let's see what I've got. I've got a couple like special, most of it's 24 volts. I think I have some 5-volt stuff, but I could find, if I could use one of these LED rings, that would be really nice. Hold on, I got one back here. Got an LED ring somewhere back here. Oh, no. No, no, almost, but also no. Where did that bin go? It's just a bin full of LED stuff, and there's a circular illuminator. There's a couple actually. I'm hoping one of them is 5-volt compatible. Otherwise, we'd be looking for resistors. Because the only thing keeping the LED from being 5-volt compatible is the resistors. Where could it have gone? I don't think it's all the way back here. I did try to organize these a little bit into priority, because stuff I use more should be closer to the front. Here they are. All these LED strips. Was it raining out? No, it was just windy. I keep hearing leaves scooshing around. All right, so these are offcuts from the desk lights. Those are 24 volts. So I'd have to replace the resistors in them to get them to run right. Any of these are really good to put around like a nozzle of some kind. For instance, this one. What's the smallest one that I have though? That'd be this one. The question is, can I fit it? Can I kick it? Yes, you can. Can I fit it around the print nozzle without too much issue? There are mounts for things, but I'd rather just tape something like this under there, and then I'd get good illumination of what's going on, and then the camera's able to see me 3D print. And I should have done this 5 years ago. I really should have done this a long time ago. What value of resistor do you have? I think these are 12 volt. $400 ohms. That might actually work at the right well, no, it's 400 ohms for multiples. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 3, 4, 5. So banks of 5. Banks of 5 LEDs. LED resistor series calculator. That's not what I'm looking for. It'd probably be 20 milliamps. Oh,
VF of 3.6. Supply voltage is, I'm going to guess 12. Okay. Why is it not a number? Under 24 volts, it's 300 ohms. But if I was doing 5 volts, I can't get up to that because it's 5. So it's 3, 6, 9, 12, 16. I need over 16 volts in order to get this thing to do anything. Yeah. Wait. Wait, was it 15? I got more. I thought I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, you're right. I got it totally wrong. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. It's 1 per 3. Whoopsies. So we're still not going to get 5 volts. Under 12 volts, we get 60 ohms. Under 24, 660, which seems like this thing is meant for 24 volts. Now, my printer runs off of 24 volts. So if I can get a wait, no, I want that window back. I want that window back. If I can find a V in, kind of like the fan gets 12 volts. So why is, maybe I'm running this off of 12 volts? No. Well, the hot end gets, did I find a 24 volt Mach 2 a fan? Does that exist? Only in the larger ones, I think. Oh, no, maybe not. That one got smaller. I don't know. But I would need a VSS all the way out here. The only other one that gets it is fan 1. And I could maybe split fan 1 and have that go over to... What is CAN? CAN also gets power in. Ground and V in. So maybe if there's one over here. I'm still hearing that scraping noise and it's driving me nuts. maybe you try to get this out. I mean, I thought there would be a V in on some of the pins here where I could just make like a DuPont header and plug it in, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Low and high can get broken out, but power does not. So I wish I had 2 pins that I could just plug into. Yeah, it doesn't look like it doesn't look like I get that. Because that would let me just throw the 24 volt illuminator onto everything. We're doing, we're printing away. I think I also have to disassemble the hot end to make that work, but still, it would be worth it because then we would get proper sight into what is going on the printer. We'd actually be able to see what's going on. The other way that I could do it is like a single LED and just like kind of hang it nearby in the sort of the isometric perspective that the camera has. I gotta find this bubble. This bubble's driving me nuts. I'm hearing scraping noises constantly. I cannot stand it. Where is this bubble coming from? I don't see, there's maybe a tiny bubble in the impeller. Yeah, there's one little tiny bubble in the impeller. Maybe that's where it's coming from. Just one little bubble is all it takes. We live in a society. Just one little bubble. And everyone goes mad. Doesn't help that this thing is not light. Let's see if I still get scraping noise. Oh, I just saw it suck a bubble in. Oh, you little bastard. Come on. Can't squeeze that one. Off again. Ugh. Tilt it. Shake it. Bop it. Twist it. And power it on again. Well, now there's one right there. See you. I see you, you little bastard. Just you wait until I make this whole thing level. Then you'll pay. All right, back and forth. Ugh. Oh, yeah, this is like go to my grave chasing down bubbles. But eventually they'll go away. It's one of those things where if you run it for a certain number of hours, it'll eventually pop itself off of all the surfaces. All right, how's this print doing? How much time do we have left in it? We are 62%. We've got 11 minutes to go. I guess I gotta let this thing finish. So we'll have a full stream today. It's just, yeah, we gotta wait on this. The unfortunate part about iterative design and a 3D printer where you're not willing to turn it all the way up to super duper speed. Let me get one of my like drop lights on this. Maybe that'll do okay. I'll have to recharge it between stuff, but maybe I can get this to properly illuminate what we're looking at. I'm gonna check around the corner, see if Willow's there. No doggy, she's upstairs. And does this have any metal surfaces that I can attach this to? Not really. Only I could get this to like stick onto something. Everything is not metal. Well, that's gonna wreak havoc with it when it tries to return. I'm just on the desk right here. Slightly more visibility, even though your comments are all in the way. The hell is this thing? Super rad idea. Once on this fancy milled R8 thumb drive, and I'm thinking of ways to put my car key into it. Yeah, I'm not gonna click on those, but I assume it's a cool looking thumb drive. Use insulin as coolant. No way, man. It's too expensive. There's no point in that. Here, if I do this, then I need to move the camera over, I guess. So you guys can see what's going on. Exposing more of my disgusting shelf over there. If you leave the end open, leave the end still in plastic, that might do okay, but you are blocking RF with the metal. There, the best a flashlight can do to illuminate. Oh, I also ruined the shot, and not no bother needs to be in it. There it is. There we go. There's my shot. Sort of. That corn cob on the right was college smelting. I had a bunch of aluminum, it was like aircraft grade aluminum bars left over from a project. And there were a bunch of bricks in my backyard. And so being a bunch of engineering students, we arranged all the bricks and got the fan for my laser, the 150 CFM squirrel cage fan, and we hooked it up to the furnace and bought a bunch of natural coals, and in so doing created a blast furnace of sort of. We created a very good furnace that we were able to put a bunch of. We basically took a cast iron corn mold and melted a bunch of aluminum and then poured it into the corn mold. So there's 2 or 3 of those, and I've got one of them. It was a fun project. I mean, you put a fan on a bunch of coals and get them to run super duper hot. Sometimes you need to smelt. Sometimes diggy diggy hole. Sometimes smelt. Sometimes the fires of Mount Doom, etc., etc. It's getting close. We'll be done before you guys know it. We just gotta wait for this print to finish. This would be time for me to upload a video or something, but since I'm streaming, I get to sit here and wait. I don't hear Scrapey Bubble anymore, though. Scrapey Bubble got through. Hopefully it's in. Hopefully it's dead. I was gonna say in a better place, but I don't want it to be in a better place. I hate it. Put my meter away. We can finish this project. We have the capability. I just need this print to finish. Put some tape on the underside of this thing, and then tape it to the carbon fiber, and it holds everything in place. Thumb drive for CNC. What you should do is get one of those top secret thumb drives. I wonder if those things have shown up on eBay yet. Those are awesome. They weren't that good. They were pretty bad actually, but they were labeled with all the top secret markings. I just wanted one of those thumb drives, but I think I would get thrown in prison if I took one home intentionally. The temp I use for the heated bed, right now, according to my bed, I'm running 90 degrees Celsius, but the temperature sensor is being held down by a heat reflecting pad, which is like fiberglass material and then a silver pad, and the entire other side is adhesive. I use this in my brewing equipment. I used some insulative material and then put this stuff on the outside. Or I put this stuff on directly on, and then I wrapped it in other stuff. My brewing setup, the main mash tun, needs to hold in a lot of heat, and so I've coated the pot in a bunch of heat related coatings. I had a big thing of Kapton tape, like wide Kapton tape, that I put down on the pot first, but I had this stuff left over, so I decided to use it on the 3D printer instead of the foam that this thing previously had. So the original aluminum PCB bed is still on there. A 120 volt heating pad is then applied to that. The temperature sensor is on the 120 volt heating pad, and then on the back of that is the heat insulative stuff. Those are the layers of my printer, and then on top of the aluminum is the glass. So my temperature sender is not directly connected to the glass, so 90 degrees Celsius is not exactly the temperature. It's not die-cast zinc, it's a piece of glass. It's a specially coated bed that Creality sells. If you look at it on thermal imaging, it's very boring because everything is kind of this homogeneous temperature, which is what you want. It's just not very exciting on thermals. It's cool enough that the bracket that holds it up is, oh wait, no, that's metal. It's it's a plastic bracket connecting that to the linear bearings that I now have. 86%. We got 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes on the clock. I'm gonna get my last Diet Coke that I have in this thing. I'm gonna open it up. Grip it and rip it. Oh, you're talking about the keychain. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the thing is, like, cutting up your keychain, that I assume Audi is at an engineering level where the circuit board is a particular shape. So you need to find something that shape fits into. It's a little bit of a weird mod. I'll take a look at it. Now I'm too curious. I got to take a look. Now I'm too curious. Block user. No. I want to copy the message, you stupid program.
Copy and paste it and open it. That's a cool looking keychain. You can take a multimeter probe and just poke it and see if it registers as being conductive. Because if it doesn't, there's a good chance that RF, it'll be a good radome. RF will just go right through it. Oh, the Audi key doesn't have RF anything. At least the one you've shown, right? Oh, your key has a little transponder pill. Okay. Yeah, the shell looks plastic to me. I don't know why they would reinforce anything other than plastic that much. If it's already zinc, why would you spend all that zinc making that lattice structure inside of the plastic? Yeah, poke it with a multimeter or try to scrape it with something and see if it's fragile. Actually, wait, shouldn't there be markings that tell us that it's plastic? Hold on a second. Zoom in on this crap. What is this crap? What is all this stupid crap? Look at this crap. I mean, I see plastic flow, like, yeah, this is plastic. Like, you don't have something kicking it out of the mold if it's zinc, right? And these sort of flow lines from the plastic molding in. That is defo plastic. Now the question is it code? It's pretty weighty. Okay, so maybe we could be wrong about that. I don't know. No, because this has stuff that kicks it out of the mold, and the stuff kicking it out of the mold leaves enough of an impression. I don't think it's... Look at that. Weird. I would take multimeter probes and poke it just to see if it's coated in anything conductive. I don't think it is, but... Because this is pretty sharp right here. Yeah, do they do molded pot metal? I don't know. Scratched it. It's definitely metal. Do they do like molding zinc? I don't understand why there's so much support structure if it's metal. And if you poke it with multimeter probes, does it conduct? That's a wildly strong key. They're like $60. Jeez. For that? Well, I would assume that there's Audi tax because you're getting the special Audi thumb drive. Reads at 0 ohm. So it's plastic. It's non-ferrous. It reads 0 ohms. Its scratch is weird, but it's not conducting, so... Oh, it does conduct. You're not reading OL, you're reading 0. It really looks like plastic to me. It's strange. Is it some kind of powdered sintered metal? Or is it coated in something conductive? Either way, if your key has a fob on it, you're going to have a bad time. Yeah, if it's got a fob on it, it's not really... But if your key is just... If it's just a dummy key, like a dumb key... I guess. I would think that in zinc or in plastic, it would be strong enough to retain, you know, to take a little bit of a beating at that size. Very small. It's a very small thing. All right, temperature lowering slowly as the fan encourages air to flow across. It is pretty warm here, so. But that temperature line that I'm watching is the red crossing the blue. The blue is the bed temperature. It does cool at a very slow rate. I find that when the red crosses the blue, at least with the Hymeria and the whatever it is hot end, it's a little bit less cut and dry as the previous one. Previous one, the bed would cool at about a rate where when it crossed the second time, I would be able to break everything off. With this one, if it crosses the first time, I can kind of force the issue and pop out the pop the part off of the bed, but I can't do that too much, or else I'm gonna have a lot of troubles with the glass grains popping off. Take a look. Oh, God damn it. Chat moved just when I clicked. I need to do Control C. Getting used to the new chat program, it's tough. Oh, you have a light in the key, and is that it? Oh, weird. Strange features. So I guess some Audi engineer was like fumbling for the key. I don't know if you're gonna be, maybe you will be, but you're gonna be happy with like this big heavy thing sitting off of your key. Well, yeah, in the early '90s, I'm sure it was pretty rad, but I mean, you could, if you really wanted to, find a coin cell that's going to do 3 volts and easily find a good illumination LED for that. You're not gonna be rivaling like tactical flashlight levels, but you could pretty effectively put a white LED on that and then find like a 6-volt coin cell that would fit in there and work with the button and everything. Looks pretty crusty though. Add light to the headlights of the metal one. Supposedly metal one, presumably, theoretically metal, unconfirmed. But it shouldn't be too bad to find like an LED setup. Sorry, I'm putting away my copper tape. It decided to uncoil. Just an amber LED. An amber LED with 1 volt behind it. It should be blinding. Okay, Octoprint. Where are we at? I want to give it a little longer than this. It needs a little longer. I don't want it to fight me too much when I remove it from the bed. Very clinical light temperature here. Temperature. It's been bugging me lately. All the people on the news have been, because I've been seeing too much TV for my own mental health. Too much regular TV, but the people on the news keep saying temperature. The temperature outside is temperature. The temperature. At least give it a couple. Give it a chance. Give the word a chance to breathe. The temperature. Especially if I'm newscasting. Like me, I would expect me to get it totally wrong every single time. But I'm not on the news. That's really on there. I'm gonna have to give that plenty of time. None of them can. They try to talk fast, but they really need to like just go slow. No, sledgehammer removal is gonna break my glass. I don't want that. Battery. That's you. Battery is. I don't think I've heard anybody say battery. Let's top off the streaming computer fluid while we wait. Let's top my fluids off, chat. Come on over here. And big guy over here, and then we've got a little bit of stuff left in the. What was that? Oh, I need that. Need that part that just fell. And where'd the syringe go? It's right over here. I remember seeing it. Hold on, put this back. Place for everything. Everything in its place. I was wrestling that syringe just a minute ago. Where did it? Ah, here it is. Okay, I'm just going to top off this one. Topped off my electrolytes by eating a pizza. Amen, brother.
I wish I could tilt this thing and then fill it. Oh, there's a bubble in it too. This one is kind of a set and forget water cooling. I've hooked this whole thing up with tubes, and I didn't even use clamps on them. But everything just kind of works on this one. Probably needs a flush at some point, but it's got the FLT 240. It's got plenty of water in it. You have rust on the keychain thing? Or is that on your keys? I need one of those fill necks so that I can actually just like fill this whole thing up to the brim. That's a little weird. So I guess it is metal if there's rust on it. It does look kind of like it's going to rain out. There we go. Jeez, that thing holds like you wouldn't believe. I can hold a golf ball and a garden hose. And then my cable gets stuck on the fan. Come on, fan, you're my only lifeline here. Otherwise, I'd be the sweaty monster. I already look like a freaking Sasquatch. All right, back over to here. I have serious doubts about it being a casting of any iron or alloy. Because didn't he say it was non-ferrous earlier? Did you test it with a magnet? Which is why we're all saying like zinc and stuff. It's just that molding looks so much like a factory plastic molding, but yet you're getting 0 ohms on it. So if it's coated plastic, it could be plated plastic, but it doesn't. The features would get a little softer. Resin with a metallized spray paint. That's also a possibility. But there are like plastic mold ejection markings. Would they do that with a resin? I don't think plastic, but I guess it's girthy. It's got the weight to it. The microwave will decide. We shall leave your fate to the microwave. Michael Wave. The arbiter of all things. Delicious like pizza. Scissors. I cannot stress enough that I don't live in the computer space. We've had people even ask today about that stuff, and it's like, I don't know crap about computers. I know about putting this stuff together. Yeah, get a Voodoo 3. Actually, what was the card that I had? I think I had a Voodoo 3 sitting around here somewhere at some point. There's that IBM card too that I don't know what it does. All right, so new height piece, and we simply lifted it by lifting up the clamps a little bit. So that's going to hold that valve a little taller, and then it'll finally be popular. There we go. That's pretty nice. So if that holds that right there, it's not exactly center with the syringe. I guess I can push that over just a little bit. And then this, I don't want to have any bends in there. Maximum flow for those things. That is such a mess, though. The whole area is such a mess. But it is together, and this thing is held down pretty well. So, all right, we're going to go for this spot right here. It'll be centered to the syringe, and everything will be pretty good. So when I put this thing down, it's like permanent, because it's going to be a whole lot of swearing and peeling in order to get it up. Although it doesn't really stick to the 3D print strands that well. It'll have plenty of time to sort that out, though. Just as long as it holds it there briefly. But also, hi, Three Mares. Sorry, I'm a little... We just got a 3D print back. We were bored a minute ago, and now I have this to play with. I'm not paying attention. I can't stress enough how my computer purchasing was not a factor of knowledge of computers. It was a, oh crap, I have to do this again. What should I do? And then I said, well, I got to make content with this, so I'm just going to get the meme stuff. I'm going to get the stuff that works good and is like the thing that will get me viewers on the stream. And then I was unable to get any of that stuff because modern computers have just fucking... Any market is just the worst. And especially during the pandemic, it was just the worst. I don't know what the hell happened to everybody, but for some reason, everything has to be rare and expensive now, even though it's totally mundane. So I played my cards. I got the stuff. I spent too much in some places, not too much enough in others, and I got what is a semi-reasonable system out of it all that is pretty high performance and that I don't need to screw with going in the future. I don't need to mess with it anymore. It's done. And that had nothing to do with performance numbers or what Gamers Nexus said about, I don't know, Linus Tech Dorks or whatever the fuck you people watch. I don't subscribe to any of that stuff. I don't care. This computer will work, and it will be proud that it doesn't not work. Yeah, as long as it plays Descent 3. I was good at that game. I was good at game once. Okay, so the next things that I need to do, I'm going to finally unplug the power for the stuff and then scooch these cables under there. This could really use something to kind of tie it over here. I would like that to sit in this area. I don't really have anything to hold it down, though. I could just... I could put a twist tie right there. I think I'll do that for now. You know, if on the previous build, I did all of this consideration for wire runs and getting all the wire runs to be like perfect. And I just kind of like lost my mind doing that. So we're just going to haphazardly put a couple twist ties in here. My favorite Descent level was the city level in Descent 3, but you couldn't get to it. You had to go through this stupid subway timing puzzle in order to get to the main city. I was like, wow, it would be really cool to fly my little spaceship around this little city and, you know, fight other little spaceships in it. But you had to go through all of the subway entrance in order to get to that part, because it was like this cool multi-level, but like it is such a waste of a map in multiplayer. Oh, that was so annoying. It was the worst, because you'd get your friends to join in on that map, and then they'd be like, well, but we gotta find you, and I gotta get through this subway puzzle first. All right, so this twist tie over here is to hold these down. I don't even know if I need it anymore, but we'll try it out. Let's get that in there. There's cuts in the print that allow for the motherboard to sit in that area. Well, I gotta get this to all the way back in and then squish everybody down just right. Squish! I squish! I squish you in position. That was resisting me more than normal. There we go. Nope, hold on. What, is he missing a meeting or something? You trying to get him back? These, I really wish these bolts were a little bit longer. They're Maker Beam, and they're just a little bit short for what I need them to do, which is going through multiple layers of plastic. And I don't want to use the coated ones. I don't want to use the black ones because the shiny silver ones look better in contrast with the dark red. Got another twist tie here just to keep this under control. Not as necessary anymore, but I'm going to put it in there anyway, just to make sure. Can't really get in there. Maybe I use forceps. All right, there's that panel. We're doing this one panel at a time. This one over here. I've missed any updates. I don't see, let me open up my update thing. I have another monitor that I'm going to be installing on this computer. I'm going to put it in the middle of the desk so that I have 3 monitors on this desk, and then I promise you guys I'll be able to keep up with alerts faster. Oh, it's that was 3Mare's 62-month sub message. That's amazing. That is a long time. Hey, I'm building a computer. What video card should I look at? Yeah, we already said you should be getting a Voodoo 3. That's which one was it? Voodoo 4 or 5 that required the entire length of the computer, including the PCIe holding up racks that they don't have anymore. They just dropped it out of the standard. Then RYG did an 18-month, and I think I got that, but it was the Oh Bother F guns. And then everything else is from yesterday, and I'll just click on those. My third monitor is going to be getting stream update duty, so that when I'm sitting here, I can actually catch up on everything that's happened. I've been bad about doing that, but we'll supplement it with technology. All right, so let's get these panels back in, huh? This one is not rack mounted. No, the other one is. The other one's rack mounted. This one will probably eventually go in a rack shelf, but it will not be bespoke rack mount. It probably could be. I probably could bust it out to 19 inches and make it work, but all of this stuff in the bottom here is just a little, and also the above and below you can't really rely on in racks. I could put blanking panels above and below it, but yeah, you need a GPU holder at this point. Those cards are heavy. It's not really the cards, the cooler is heavy. It's die cast, huh? If it's die cast and but your key doesn't have anything RF to it, so that's why we were concerned about figuring out what material it is. Because if it is die cast, then it could potentially block RF. All right, so oh yeah, I need to do the lighting. Oh, that's probably why I can't. No, never mind. Hold on, I got to get this panel out. This panel's so busted. This is such a busted panel. I need to reinvent that one. So no more lights, sorry chat. No more blinking lights. This thing gets plugged in. No more lights, no more pretty lights. And then this needs to be tucked in. I 3D printed myself a supporting column. Yeah, that's a cool thing to do. That's one of the cool uses of a 3D printer these days. You can make your own support column. You can also just stack Lego. You can do a variety of different things. But the way that I originally did it with this graphics card when it had the full cooler on it is I printed out a bracket that used screw holes. Like for some reason there were screw holes on the front of the card, and I was able to just use those in order to stabilize. I really should be using the holes that I have in this in order to hold the components. Where am I putting this? Jeez. The holes that I already have in the carbon fiber, I could use in order to drop all of these lighting cables straight down. But I'm doing this quickly as sort of a little side project, so I can't draw this out any more than I already have. I need to tuck all these wires in and hide them. And then we're done. You know, maybe at some point we'll get back to this, but that snuck away because the cables were getting manipulated. Oh, come on. It's all coming apart. This thing wasn't very well attached anyway. There it goes. Okay. The all the base blocks and stuff that I created for this thing, it like barely fits together. So it needs a little bit of massaging into position. All the parts are actually loose. None of them really press fit. I thought they'd be a little bit more sturdy than they are. Come on, man. Just fit together. Jeez. There we go. Not like nobody's going to see this, you know? This is all just for me. This is for this guy. This is for number one. Okay, starting to get mad. Stuff shifted, and then this doesn't go back in the way that it did. Oh, I'm going to leave this thing alone for months when I'm done this. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, I am never going to revisit this. It's starting to make me mad. It's starting to make me very mad. I'm getting very mad at this panel being inconsistent in its fitting together. There we go. God, I need to redesign this. Or maybe reprint it with slightly better materials on it. Okay, that's in there. This all's in here. It's all arranged and organized properly. It's not going to pinch off when the lid comes down on top of these. It's not going to start leaking when the lid comes down. When it all comes down. Okay, let's give this a shot. Small form factor computers are torture when they're done right, I suppose. Oh, it's the tubes, that's right, okay. The tubes are pressing against the outside cage, so we'll fire up the lights in just a second and see how this looks when it's all buttoned up. But let's button it up first. Oh my God, did we do that? Oh wait, I can't, well, I'll have to turn on the computer. So I'm gonna do my computer a very confused and turn it on. These are so these bolts that hold on the lid are the only ferrous. The other ones are stainless steel. They go into plastic, but they're on the outside. These are on the inside. They're ferrous because I need them to stick to the screwdriver so I can take them on and off without having a very mad. If it's easy to work on, it's simply not small enough. I've got all this space right here that I'm not doing anything with. I don't know what I can do with that little area. Sorta. Look at all that space, all that wasted space. Previously, I would have the capacitor block over here for the Vicor power supply, because the Vicor power supply requires these huge capacitors in order to stabilize 300 volts. Oh no, where did the last fastener go? Did it fall on the ground and I didn't notice? Probably. Where would it have gone if I were a countersunk M3 screw, hex head screw? Where would I be? Where would I hide? Where could I possibly get away with it? Oh, there's a knife under here. Put that knife over here. Probably fell on the floor. Of all things. Of all things. Looking around, I'm not seeing it though. I had all four of them in a pile right in front of the keyboard, which is probably the worst place for me to put a pile of parts, since it's not exactly the most low traffic area inside a fan. Bonk, 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 bonk. I wonder if I guess I got to transfer the streams to YouTube Studio to figure out whether or not the OTT music gets flagged for copyright. It probably does. Every single thing that I want to use in my stream is going to get flagged for copyright. No, nobody's listening to it. It's only me. That looks like a caterpillar. It looks like a little fluff ball. A little fluffy caterpillar. Okay, screw. If you was a screw, where would you be? The floor. Didn't I find one and I put it back in a weird place? Yeah, I don't think I put it back in a weird place. I put it in a normal place. I think I put it in a normal place. I think I put it back with the others. There was another screw falling that that I heard, I think at some point, but I lost. Ah, yep, there it is. I think it got caught in my clothing and it just fell like now. Weird. Okay, so now I have the screwdriver. Where's the end of it? There it is. Always gotta fight you until the last one, huh? Till the very last bitter end. Of course, this is all out of alignment because of all the panels that it's got to fight against. I think that's in line. And then my ability to cut the maker beam also makes these a little bit tough to get into position. Oh, that's like blown out that way. Why is it that way? Maybe this one's just a little distorted. There we go. Whew, that was a little manipulation there to get that to go in properly. It's a little trapezoidal, if I do say so. There we go. Okay, so that is all sealed up. Water's pumping through it. It's got its pump on. And we have LEDs on it. What can I actually show you guys? There's too much like bullshit on my regular desk, but maybe we can look over properly and see this thing in action. I'll hook it up on the regular desk and you can see what it does thermally. It's funny that the water's actually a little warm. Where does that? I guess that's cooling the pump. That's what it does, just cooling the pump on its own. Okay, that's all tucked in. So this thing is ready to travel, is what it has to do. It has to actually go from my house to my friend's house in one piece in the back of a station wagon, which is not a difficult thing to do. Here, let's get you guys over to view that, and then I gotta scooch all this bullshit out of the way. All the BS that I was taking upstairs. This is for the screen protector. That's Krigor's thing. These are insulin pumps. All my little stashes of bullshit have to be dealt with right now. I want to show it to Twitch. They're not responsible enough. They'll make fun of me. Don't need the jumper wire anymore. And the prints and the plugs. While I'm here, I might as well dust this off. This actually came with the Radeon, this mouse pad. Oh my god, I need to get a wipe on this. I'm gonna make it nice and clean. Oh, that flashlight's still on. Turn that off while I'm over here. That flashlight is tricky because it's got on like a wide LED, and then it's got an LED on the end. So it'll turn on that LED on the end, but the LED on the end is so pathetic that you don't realize that it's on. And so you'll end up discharging the entire flashlight. That's something I've been meaning to do. That was from the keyboard project. I still feel stuff. What is that? Okay. Gotta let that dry. No, it'll be a little greasy. I don't even need this pad there. What is that doing? It just keeps me from being able to dust it properly. Oh my god, I'm gonna do a cleanup session, I think, on either Saturday or Sunday. As long as it's not warm because it's piss. Yeah, I guess. It's a weird thing to say. Yo, weird. All right, here. So, USB. Oh, let me get over here so you guys can actually see. USB, Ethernet, monitor, power. Keep it simple. And then power. Boop. It's going to start in rainbow mode, and I can't really show it to you any closer than this because this camera won't go over there. But it looks like everything is in position, and I don't hear bubbles anywhere. Of course, I didn't clean off that plexiglass for the little whirligig, and you guys can't really see it very well. I'll have to do like a cell phone video or something like that. But that's where the computer sits, and then I sit right next to it, so we're good. Oh my God. I've made a huge mess of this whole area. I need to do a sweeping cleanup before we move on to anything else. I think the next thing that we're going to work on is burn the subs. I don't think I can get around that at all. You're not really going to see a lot going on thermally with this unless I run, benchmarking stuff on it. In which case, I would have rather had it much closer, and we would rather plug it in to the rack. But this remaster still better have all the bugs of the original. I think they addressed some bugs though. Isn't that what they did? Bug fixes? Oh my God, this whole shop is a mess, and I need to clean up. So here's the deal. I'm done. It's Friday. I have to do errands. I am finished. I'm finished. It's over. It's all over. I'm never going to stream again. I'll be back on Tuesday. And we're going to work on Burn the Subs. We're going to figure out where we are with it. Before that, if I get time, I am going, probably Monday, I am just going to go end to end and clean this shit up, because enough is enough. I live in a hole right now. This is a disaster in here because we've been working on this stuff just with wanton abandon for any sort of organization. And we got to get back to the Skull speaker. That should be a nice, easy project, and it hasn't been. But we also have to get back to the mainstay of the channel, and hopefully I can clean this whole, look at this. Ridiculous. New scope, multimeter is obsolete, just everything needs to go. And at some point, I would love to figure out how to get all of my old equipment onto a rack. I'm gonna yeet this into the trash. Kobe'd it. Figure out how to get all of my old equipment onto a shelf where it can light up and look cool. Although there's no real room for that. That would be probably this space, but it needs a lot of horizontal space in order to do that. Maybe down there, but then that's not really visible during streams. So it's tough. I got to figure this stuff out. Probably need to go through a lot of stuff and clean up. But yeah, I'm going to be back on Monday. Until then, I will you close the fucking door? Fix the anti-mass spectrometer already, Gordon. Yeah, the new Half-Life. Everybody's going crazy about it. You guys go enjoy that. I am not going to be streaming until Tuesday. I have a busy weekend, and I'm going to find time to do the things that I need to do. I'll be on Discord otherwise, though. You guys can catch me there. That's where I always am. Looking like I look like a weird wolf man on all of my old streams. I'm having trouble. I'm having trouble going through them all, but I'm going to continue to upload. So there will be daily releases until next year of streams, which is crazy. It was a little under 365 though, so it's almost a year of daily uploads that you guys will have on the VOD channel. But yeah, here's the end card. You guys get all this stuff. There it is. You guys can find me on all kinds of media, and I will be sitting in what's called an eagle's nest, which is when the EMT finds a dead guy surrounded by bottles and stuff in their chair. Have a good weekend on that note.